So why don't we roll some die and see? Let's see. Luke is immune. Yllaonna is immune from giving the recap. So why don't you roll and see?
Yllaonna.
I hardly knew her.
I knew it.
Rinkaz, buddy. I think you rolled the lowest.
Coming from the perspective of Rinkaz, not as much me. Last week was a hell of a week if you'd pull up a drink and join me on our ship.
What happened last time on Weird and Wild?
Well, you go to a planet and you get a feeling that something bad's gonna happen, and sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it's not the people, maybe it's not the booze, maybe it's not the horrible politicians, maybe it's demonic pumpkins, but it's none of that. Meet a town of happy people, a little too happy. They're just happy they got good crops, whether they gave up a past deity for a new one or believe in something called the Twilight that we've been hearing about. Twilight's coming.
Sounds safe.
Yeah, I don't know. But saying goodbyes aren't easy. Losing a party member who's found her own path in life, which Rinkaz would assume is with our friends, our four-legged feline friends on Sandland. Not even a good new friend, but a friend from the past, Creaking, walking away and taking some time off as well. The ship's got a lot lighter with a hell of a lot heavier of an emotion, and couldn't even enjoy it with a good drink. So maybe that's what we all need to do, is take some time off and sit on the ship and take a drink and see what's happening next, because Rinkaz has no clue. I have no clue. But I will toast one off to all three of our comrades who left ship.
I'll drink to that, honey.
Pour one out for him.
Yllaonna and Creaking. Safe travel.
Rinkaz, you did a good recap there. You happen to find a weird bit in your pockets.
Oh man, this isn't cocaine. Here, you take this.
Oh, I'm here now. All right.
I hate when that happens. Izzy, I think we actually have to go back and get him.
Everybody should have an inspiration card, I believe. I don't know that anybody used them from last session.
No, I don't think we had any reason to.
I think we did.
There's probably plenty of reason to. I just don't know that anybody did.
No, everything was fine.
Yeah.
Everything was
It's all fine. Everything's fine.
Did you guys just enjoy a nice little down-home country festival?
No, we were all too paranoid to enjoy it. We could have enjoyed it, but we were way too fucking paranoid to do that.
I swear I heard banjos, man.
Everyone was really paranoid last week.
Aesop, after arriving at Kerbita, you, along with not only the rest of the crew, but a number of kind of additions, Zeke, Clatter as usual, even Creaking stepping off the ship after sort of being disguised by Glacé to look like a slightly more normal, less piratey, dwarfish version of himself. Stepped onto the surface of Kerbita, finding it to be a kind of overcast, almost perpetual dusk-like area. A number of gourds and pumpkins decorating the walk through the valleys and cornfields leading you to the small settlement of Kerbita proper. After you had arrived there, it was not too long after getting settled in that you all agreed that the small inn/tavern, the Bronze Butternut, would serve as sort of like a meeting place for you all, and had confirmed with Decker that Vander was supposedly, after being saved by you guys, Decker had mentioned that should he find himself free from the casinos, that Decker left him a few scraps to notify him to their location, and where also to grab the last supplies that he had left sort of in his haste for clearing out the Varaxinator's kind of front and getting out himself. So he mentioned to you guys that should Vander be able to properly follow all those directions, he should be either here in the evening or the next day. So as you guys were confirming all these things, a patron, most of the people here just seemingly dressed mostly non-standoffish. Most of them just look like simple townsfolk of a farming community. Patron had run up and greeted you all in a bit of what seemed like haste and excitement and worry, if you will, asking if any of you were a doctor specializing in alcohol poisons. Around this time of the high harvest tide, it seems as though there is plenty of good cheer and good spirits to go around, and thus important to have a doctor on hand just to make sure that those who drink a little more than their fill are taken care of. However, the town doctor himself had seemingly drank too much and had fallen victim of the very thing he was supposedly supposed to keep an eye out for.
This place is a party. I like it.
So you, along with Hush, who you guys confirming and seeing that you didn't suspect too much danger. It's not like you guys were descending down into a dungeon or anything. Everything seemed normal from the outset. Decided that Hush could come with you. You, along with Hush, knowing that you guys specialize in these type of things, decided to lend a hand and let the group do whatever else they needed to do. And so you guys parted ways. You took some time to treat the doc himself, and he seemed a bit bed-prone, at least for the evening. And as you were getting ready to leave, you also sort of noticed that there was a few other folks throughout the town who, normally taken care of by the doc, had stumbled in. And tall and short of it, you basically found yourself not wanting to just skirt off these folks here. And it seemed to be a bit of quality time away from the group and able to be spent with Hush on a small farming town that seemed a little different to maybe your settlement on Udu, but at least climate-wise, with a bit of an overcast, kind of dark look to the town. Most of the lights here in the town illuminated from either the street posts that are lit by torches or the motes of the fireflies kind of dancing off in the distance, kind of remind you of home just a little bit. So you decided to spend the evening knowing that the group, if they needed to find you, knew where to come, and kind of tending to the people there. You found yourself a little exhausted by night's end. There was more people who had drank more than their fill than you expected, so you and Hush both decided to just go ahead and kind of grab a nearby cot and rest here, knowing that more than likely the rest of the group had probably made accommodations at the Bronze Butternut Inn nearby. If you will kind of zoom down, that's sort of the map proper of the small farming community. So the sort of the doc's place, we'll say, is not too far off from the sort of town square here, and you know that the Bronze Butternut is close by. So the action or the kind of scene is set with you and Hush waking up. She kind of ruffles her feathers. She does that shakedown thing where you see the top of her head begin to shake feather-wise down to her the tufts of her feet where the feathers end and become her crow legs and her raven legs, and she kind of writes morning on her chalkboard to you.
I nod back to her. It is a good morning, I say to myself. This is a nice little town. Have we heard anything from the pit yet?
You know that the party had intended on probably meeting them at some point, but you're not sure. You have yet to rendezvous with them since the proceedings of the evening last night, and you now find yourself waking up in the morning. As you kind of peer out the windows, you see, although you know that it is kind of morning time, that there still is a bit of overcast, and maybe for you and Hush is a bit of a calming thing. There's no bright piercing sun or anything here. It's kind of a nice duskish nature to it.
Yes, it's quite nice. With the tablet, I'm gonna explain to Hush that I'm gonna meet up with the rest of the party, and kind of see what she wants to do. Maybe she should head back to the ship now. I don't know.
Hush nods, and we'll say you guys spend a couple minutes checking in on the town doc, who is rousing a bit awake now at this point, and thanks you guys, and kind of apologizes, a little embarrassed for the fact that he overindulged a little bit himself when he had responsibilities, and hands over 50 gold pieces to you.
Oh, thank you.
And says he can take things from here, but wishes you, seeing that you guys are adventurers, wishes you too well. Kind of implying that you don't have to stay here anymore. He's got it from here on out.
Ah, good. It's a lovely community you have here, Doc.
He tells you, I appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah. And I'll go meet up with the rest of the party.
Okay. You take a step out. You remember, at least during the evening commotion, that the town, during the sort of High Harvest Tide events, was pretty lively. People would put up decorations that you see around, none of which have any particular... none of them denote any particular god or anything like that. You remember seeing sort of a slightly dilapidated shrine of Shanti as you guys came into the town square. You still now see a lot of these same decorations set up, although it's relatively quiet. You get the sense that most people are probably sleeping off their fun festivities, at least before things kind of pick up back to normal. So you see a couple folks mulling around, mostly humans. You see a bit of either elves or half-elves, and the occasional halfling moving about. But the streets are pretty quiet otherwise. You know that about a short walk away, 2 or 3 minutes, you will reach the town square proper where the bronze butternut is.
Great. Gonna head that way.
All right, Hush heads with you. You find yourself at the entrance of the bronze butternut and step in to see most of your compatriots. Hang on just a second here. The rest of you notice both Aesop as well as Hush making their way into the bronze butternut proper. As you step in, Aesop, you notice this inn sort of functions two-part. There's a tavern with a small bar sort of at the ground level that you're easily able to peer into. There's a small sort of like cut-into-the-wall clerk desk with a sleepy-eyed looking elf at the counter, and you notice sort of a hallway leading off a straight set of stairs and rooms in a placard on the far end. You get the sense that on the second floor where the rooms are, but you do, as you kind of turn to the entrance of the main floor tavern. It's small and cozy, a few tables. You notice the rest of the party gathered together, although you don't see Yllaonna along with them.
Oh, well, I'll walk up to... Hello, everyone.
Hey!
We're here.
What's up?
How are things? I hope you didn't get into any trouble while I was gone.
No trouble at all.
No, not really. Not yet.
Where's Yllaonna?
Oh, she left with Decker.
Last night.
Oh, are they running an errand?
Well, no.
She's decided she wants to go back to Relica.
Oh, tall cat.
Yeah.
She took AG, and they're gonna be a happy family.
Well, love is a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems Cregan took a trip with Addis as well. He seems to be off for a while.
Oh, that's a shame. He seems so nice.
Wish he would have taken Lizzie with him.
You know, you're gonna marry that girl one day. You talk about her so much.
You know, we lizard folk don't really brush our teeth. We have more of a cleaning ritual of our... I usually do, just to get the taste of that word out of my mouth. And Lizzie.
That sounds a lot like lizard.
Yeah, I'm lizard of all.
it's neither here nor there. It's a shame to hear that we've lost so many in such a short time span.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, they have to do what's right for them.
Of course, of course. Well, so what news do you have of this festival? What have you all been doing?
Well, they're having a fall type festival to celebrate the harvest.
I've
But
noticed this.
things seem weird.
How so?
They seem to have stopped worshipping the. What's the deity's name?
Right.
Shanti.
Shantae. Yeah.
Or Shantae.
Yeah, Shanti. But
Shanti, you stay.
Shantae. It's canon that Kong now calls it Shantae. They stopped worshipping the Shantae deity, but instead of the harvest going down, it seems to have improved.
Oh.
And there's one woman left in town who still worships Shantae, but all her crops are dead.
Oh, well then, it seems that Shantae wasn't all it was cracked up to be, I'd say.
I guess not, but
Of course, it's all superstition anyway. I'm sure it's just a random coincidence.
you would think. But so the mayor comes out and tells them that they're throwing this to kind of celebrate the coming of twilight, and that is the reason their crops are. And deities aside, the coming of twilight, I don't know, that sounds kind of ominous.
It
Don't you
seems
think?
to me, it feels like, and I mean, I wouldn't know, but it feels like maybe she left this place and did all these people for a reason. And instead of them leaving with her, they are welcoming this twilight thing.
Well, I don't know about you lot, but I think you might be jumping at shadows a bit. We've been through all manner of crazy scenarios, strange happenings and whatnot. Don't you think there's just as high of a chance that nothing out of the ordinary is happening here too?
No.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. I was, personally, when we got here, I was all for just enjoying the festival. But I don't know, looking around, things seem a little weird, but
The grass isn't always greener on the other side. I don't like any of it.
This place reminds me a lot of my home on Udu. You know, when you get foreigners there, they always see the worst in every shadow. And, you know, this place doesn't seem all that different.
Oh, I love this place. I think it's beautiful, and I think had it not been for this ominous feeling, I would call this place home myself.
it is nice, definitely.
But,
Well then.
At this point, you guys hear the shifting of what sounds like footsteps from up above. Younger, probably half-elf female kind of turning the corner, sees you guys, and there's almost a slight tinge maybe of kind of disappointment on her face, but she quickly sort of almost feigns a smile and says, morning, you guys need drinks?
Yeah, I'll take one of the festival ale things.
Oh, sure. Yeah, give me just a couple seconds, she says, kind of waving with a cloth in hand.
Does she seem tired or does she seem sad? Can I do an insight?
Hungover.
Sure.
Oh, Glacé, you're so beautiful.
How pretty!
She's 8. That's 8.
It's difficult to tell.
Can I make a medicine check just to see if she's
Sure.
hungover?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a 25.
She seems disappointed to see that there are people so early in this tavern because she has a bad hangover.
Just, I kind of lean over to Gloss. She just has a hangover.
Oh.
There's no strange disease taking grip of these people, trust me. It's just a little bit too much on their livers.
Now,
Kong is loud as always, so she winces, I'm sure.
you hear sort of the turnstile or the panel put the wooden panel push up as she makes her way behind the bar, and you hear the clinking of glass pretty loud. Almost sounds like there could be some breakage going on, but probably not. But you do hear some clinking and clattering as she is trying to get you beverage, Sun Kong.
They certainly know how to party around here, that's for sure.
I'll have an ale as well. A little hair of the dog in the morning.
Of course.
Yeah.
Give me 5 minutes to set up here.
Good thing. No
said-
problem, take your time.
You
I
see
wave
her
her,
like her shoulders kind of wince with her back turned towards you.
Amazing.
What are you gonna do, Rinkaz?
I wave to her and I pull out a flask from my pocket and I put a finger to my lips and go, shh, it'll help.
Oh, do you give that to somebody?
I'm giving it to her, the half elf.
Oh.
She looks it over for a second and waves it off. And kind of begins wiping down the tables. You notice there is still a cross here, although it's pretty desolate in here. There still is a bit of empty glasses kind of turned over on some of the tables. The bar itself is not as clean, even after what you assume is probably a sort of cursory wipe down from the end of last night. So she is probably doing a bit of just a slight cleanup before trying to begin a new day and serve anyone else. So she kind of continues wiping down the tables and kind of grabs a couple of glass bottles, getting ready for you guys.
Oh, I guess you guys give the
Weird
you
bits
guys
to
give the weird bits to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this amount of weird bits we got, though. Here, can you add
Whoa!
those?
Oh, from Decker, I'm gathering.
Yeah. Oh, and which reminds us also, we met up with the black people, the black,
Be careful.
The tit pit! The tit pit!
We've been demonetized.
the pits.
Banned from-
Oh, really? Did you get the information that I asked for?
It's bird flu. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. But did you get the
I
information that I asked for?
Oh, what was that information that you asked for?
Well, I asked for some information about hematology.
You guys know
Hopefully-
that she left a
Oh, a note.
note in an envelope for
Oh, yeah.
Aesop.
That.
Whoever has it kind of presents it to you, Aesop. It's a fine-looking letter with the imprint on, the stamp imprint of the X, signifying the 10th Pit logo on the back.
Very nice, very nice. I open it.
Okay. Do you read it while kind of taking a minute to sit here at the bar and peruse over it?
Yeah, while I'm waiting for the ale, but I'm gonna kind of like angle it away from Hush so she can't read it.
Sure. You do so. It's kind of low lighting in here. You guys were almost sitting in the dark previously before the half-elf server kind of came in and lit a couple of the sconces on the wall. As you open up the letter, I would say if you'd like to take some notes now, I don't have like an actual proper letter, but I can always put these details down for you later on.
Come on, yeah.
As you peruse through the letter, it was put together by Leah, or your liaison. It mentions that you had a request about blood types and symbiotes. And she mentioned that there may be a few interesting topics for you to look into. She first notes that there is a member of your own party who is half Bionoid themselves.
Indeed, I was aware.
And there may be some history that the Bionoids may carry that would be interesting to look into. She also mentions another sort of sidebar point is that there are a group of beings called the Vodani, Vodoni. She mentions these are a faction of the Dark Trine, whose people experiment with forms of lycanthropy.
Ooh, of the dark what? Shrine?
The Dark Trine.
Trine?
Mhm.
Okay. Faction of Dark Trine, experiment with lycanthropy. Cool.
It was only a test. They were just trying it out.
Well, we'll have to investigate them when we get back to the ship. I think to myself.
You flip the page and see that there's more.
Ooh.
Leah mentions that at your request, she wanted to be thorough, saying that you guys did take the time to turn Decker in, thus all the more reason to offer more information to you, doing a good job in bringing him to them. She mentions that she did a little digging into your previous work, stretching back some ways through a few off-world informants.
Oh.
She mentions that she has found something interesting, a particular person or being on a world called Scourge, Skorge. She mentions that this person or being on Scourge is seemingly creating very similar strains of serum that you've made in the past.
Oh my.
She briefly, but trying to give you a bit of some conceptuals about Scourge, mentions that it's a smaller planetoid, a third of the size of Slagonia, but close enough in orbit that it suffers from Slagonia's poisonous atmosphere.
Oh.
Though the ones who tough it out there have made it a relatively habitable city where it has become sort of a lucrative center for development of poisons and toxins that are created and distributed a bit under the black markets that stretch out throughout the Twixt.
I see.
She,
well, that is quite informative.
She mentions that as her group is the 10th Pit, they have a long and sordid history. They have various connections, not all of them necessarily above the board, but she mentions that one of them is called the Scusiatelli family. And I'm just gonna
shit.
post that in the...
Is this also related to Scourge?
Yes.
Okay.
Post that in the chat there.
Seek out Scusiatelli. I don't see it in the chat.
Hang on
or is
a
it in
second.
Discord chat?
Scusiatelli.
Hey, Hospitaliano.
She mentions that they are one of the wealthier and well-known families of poison distributors and manufacturers on Scourge. And they have reached out to the 10th Pit, seeing that they are business partners, mentioning that they believe they're being targeted by an individual out for revenge after they approached the family, but had their business deal turned down. When Leah requested details about who this individual is, she mentions to you through the letter that she doesn't have the full details, but that the figure as described by the Scusiatelli family, their features were hidden under a mask and garb. Only that the stature and gear were befitting of a kinku.
What?
And one of the last things that she mentions is that, according to the Scusiatelli family, they only went by a title, and that is of Subject 21.
Oh shit.
Aesop gets up and leaves
It leaves?
the bar and stands outside for a minute.
Hey, stop! Hey!
It's fine, Sun Kong. I just need some fresh air. By the by, what did they end up doing with our friend that we brought to them? Hopefully, no torture or anything like that.
No. He seems to be. He's gonna be fine. He's staying with them.
Good. Excuse me for a moment.
Okay. We're here if you need us.
Of course. I'm gonna walk outside and I'm gonna take my mask off and I'm gonna find a bush and I'm going to vomit into it.
Oh no.
You notice a halfling walking by kind of gives you a quick look, but isn't too shocked, and you kind
There
of
was a party last night.
Oh, he must
believe
be
it.
with Egg.
He begins to step your way. You needed help, friend.
Oh no, just had a little too much to drink last night, I'm afraid.
Hopefully you partied well, he says, kind of a bit concerned, but giving you your space and kind of tending to his own business.
Of course.
As you guys watch Aesop step outside, Hush kind of, befitting of a Kinku, kind of cocks her head, a bit surprised after seeing Aesop kind of just leave the group, but doesn't necessarily follow, just lets him kind of step outside.
And I'm just gonna stay out here for a hot minute.
Okay.
Do we notice him being?
Oh, you broke up.
Do we notice him being ill?
Oh well, I waited till I was outside.
Yeah, you guys know that Aesop stepped outside. I mean, if anyone wants to follow, they could, but Aesop kind of stepped outside of the bronze butternut.
Maybe he's nesting. That's how they feed their young.
Like,
I look
like
over
right
to
there,
Hush. I look at Hush. I'm like, is that true?
Oh my goodness.
She's deaf, son card.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look at Hush and kind of do that thing where like I'm waving, like maybe it's hot or something, and I say maybe he just needs some fresh air. Maybe she can read my lips.
Hush confirms that she can read lips.
Oh, okay, all
And
right.
says she mentions that both of them worked near to exhaustion, but spent some quality time together last night. So perhaps, yes, he just needs a bit of fresh air after everything. As you guys are still sitting here, the barmaid returns now with the drinks, sitting one at the to Sun Kong, and putting one where Aesop was sitting.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
She asks for like 3 silver pieces from each of you whenever you're ready
I'll
to
give
pay.
her a whole gold piece.
Oh, oof! Thank you, she says. Paying for your friend over there? She points over.
Yeah, and keep the change.
Oh, much appreciated, she says.
Hi. Bar
Yes?
lady. Hi.
Hi.
Can we get one more of those each, and can I have 2? Please. I know it's early.
You
and you're busy, but
she kind of like
just-
looks you up and down, Aviti. You sure you don't want to wait a little bit?
we're just no. Yeah. You could start your day off with good averages. That's like help.
Fair
So,
enough.
yeah.
She
Thanks.
begins getting. What exactly did you want?
Whatever your favorite is.
You guys got food?
Yes, we do. Give me just a
Got it.
second to get the menus.
Cool, thanks.
Thanks.
You see her kind of shift around the bar, pulling up the side end and pushing it down and walking around. You hear her yell, "Roy!"
Roy must mean good food.
Well, it could be a name. Like, the chef, maybe?
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
You guys hear another set of creaks coming from the stairs leading down, and turning the corner, you see Zeke
Oh, hello, welcome back.
Greetings.
How was your time out and about?
Nice town. Reminds me of Farngas. Lots of crops. Lots of seeds. Bought lots of seeds. Variety in foods we eat now.
Oh, wonderful.
Very awesome.
Yes, used bit of money to sleep here. Happy to rejoin crew and start planting these on ship.
Very
Sounds
good.
perfect to me.
He says, nodding.
No more combat, buddy. Cregan headed out. So just back to farming.
Oh, good, good. Didn't like him.
He's an acquired taste.
Not acquired by me. Didn't like him.
He's alright. But I'm looking forward to all those crops. Thanks so much, Zeke.
Yes. Will take some time to grow, but better than big cabbages all day and potatoes. Oh, had enough of potatoes.
You know, you can smash them, mash them, or put them in the stew.
Oh my god.
Suppose so.
Have you considered the coconut?
No coconut seeds here. More for probably tropical region.
We should find some fruit. That would be good.
Oh, we could make a
yes.
beach on the ship. That would be awesome.
Oh, does the ship have a beach room? That'd be cool.
It's the beach episode room.
Oh.
The,
Hey guys, we should all take a day off and go relax
Killer episode.
at the beach.
there's a bathhouse room to be built. Yeah. So
Bird bath.
Zeke,
Yowie episode of it.
Zeke kind of pulls a stool up to you guys and kind of joins you. So what do you guys do?
I think at this point, Aesop would probably wipe his beak off, put his mask back on, and come back in.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the menus.
Oh my god. Always hungry.
What? You guys don't want breakfast? Come on. Can't not be hungry. Aren't you hungry? I'm hungry.
I like to eat. Yeah.
Aesop, are you hungry? Would you like some stew? Maybe some chowder.
Actually,
You want some chowder?
I don't have much of an appetite right now, but thank you for the offer. I'll just have a little bit of this ale.
Liquid bread.
Yes, indeed.
I got you an extra one just in case you wanted more.
Oh, Hush is old enough to drink, right?
That's up to you.
I don't know.
Well, no, I'm asking the DM. Like, she's like college age, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, she is. She is.
Wouldn't that depend on your culture, Kinku?
Yeah. See, I haven't really thought about that.
She's a grown woman and she's been out on her own for a long time now. She can do what she wants.
Calm down, calm down. I with shaking hands slide one over to Hush.
She nods her head and, reaching in her dark cloak, pulls out a wooden straw.
Awesome.
And kind of pokes it in and takes kind of pulling up her mask a bit, takes a little sip.
Do we notice if Aesop's like shaking hands? Is it like super
I don't know.
noticeable?
Make a perception
You
check.
guys can make a
Okay,
perception.
come on.
Or an insight check. I'll take that as well.
I already
That'd be-
rolled when you said perception, so it doesn't
That's fine.
matter.
That's fine. With a 7, I would say that you notice Aesop coming in, but with Yllaonna previously leaving, you don't fully pick up on it.
Can I try insight as well?
I would say that since you already rolled perception, you don't pick up on it. Glacé similarly. It kind of lines up with what Hush said. Maybe Aesop.
I'm just ready for breakfast.
Yeah, as he mentioned, maybe this is just similar to home, and he just enjoys being here. It takes a minute or two, but you notice the barmaid come back around. You notice her slapping the cloth at the back of the head of a balding, slightly heavier set looking, human looking male in his middle age. He's like quickly tying a chef's apron around the back that's slightly stained, and enters into what you assume is the kitchen area. She comes back around and begins handing out a menu of the stuff that I kind of posted in the Discord there. Breaded breast of chickens, fish, salad with salmon, some soups, and Cornish hens and olives. All very, very cheap compared to what you guys are used to being adventurers and kind of putting your lives on the line to make some decent bucks.
I look to Zeke and say, "No more potatoes. Order whatever you want off the menu, buddy. You've been working hard. I could at least get you a meal over here."
Wanted to try Little Elephant, but
Hey.
we'll have to hold off, yes. Would like the fish, yes. Smoked. I still have some of your money.
He says, kind of pulling out the proper payment for it.
All for you, buddy.
I would, Kong, I would like an order of Cornish hen with olives, and also a cheese rolls with fillings of. Does it have everything? Nuts, honey, and vegetables? Because that's what I want.
You notice as Sun Kong is saying this, she's writing it down and wincing a little bit at the higher volume of his voice.
And I think that'll be it for now. Bring me another ale too.
She
I
kind
don't
of
know if you have something fruity like a cider.
she pinches her nose. Yes, we can put all that in there. Of course, yes.
Yeah, one of those. And then, like I said, another ale or a cider or just something. It's
You
Let's have
see
some
her turn, and the clinking of more glasses happens.
I love Sun Kong so much.
Anyone else? She says as she kind of offers the drink to you, Sun Kong.
Ooh,
I
thank you.
I kind of make an eating motion at Hush to see if she's hungry.
She hands a menu to Hush, and Hush orders
You can read Aesop. Jeez, Dad.
I know that, Sun Kong.
She orders the smoked salmon salad.
Oh wow. All right, Celeste. Jeez.
I say to you after forgetting that she was deaf.
Fucking Sun Kong. You're the worst. You're the fucking worst, Sun Kong.
Does NVD, Glacé, Rinkaz, any of you guys feel like ordering anything?
No. I'll
Yeah.
wave her away. I don't really want anything.
Yeah, that salad with fish sounds really good, and then the hen sounds really good too. And,
You want both of those?
Awesome.
yeah, because I'll eat all of it. So
Okay.
that
Yeah.
sounds really great
guy.
because I'll eat
This
both.
guy.
Yeah, and then yeah, no, yeah, that's good. Cool.
All right.
I look at NVD and put my hand up for like a high five because we both got the hens. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I like high fives too, yeah, so. Yeah, gotta eat, yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, high five.
High five!
Why isn't VD such a fucking champion?
Give it about a half or so hour, and we'll have that ready for you.
Thank you!
Hasn't?
Any other way to be but the best, so.
Sorry for the slower service, she says. You folks are probably not of this world. You look like the adventure types. Slow start day after a high harvest tide, she says.
Oh, no worry. You guys know how to party. It's all good.
She kind of nods and kind of collects some menus and heads back towards the kitchen after you have your second drink, Sun Kong. You guys find yourselves sitting in a dimly, almost cozy lit very quiet. You hear the occasional creak of wood. You hear the occasional passerby moving about on the streets, but it's actually kind of nice here. There's a cool wind in the air as you guys made your way, well, throughout the evening, but also Aesop as you stepped outside.
It is quite lovely here. It's nice to be at a place where there isn't eldritch horrors from the far realm or some sort of bizarre scientific experiment going awry.
It's
It
still
always
kind of
seems to run
creepy.
into the- What's up?
Oh, I just said it's still kind of creepy.
I guess, but I don't know. I think it's nice too. It's relaxing, I think.
I'm gonna mutter the words twilight, shake my head, and then pull out some rations from my bag and drink some booze from my flask.
We don't even know what that means, though.
Yeah, that Twilight stuff is supposed to be really important.
Like good important or bad important?
I feel like it's bad, but
Oh, that's
the-
not good then.
the 10th pit people want to help us, but I don't really trust them a lot. But they want my tome where I get all my magic from to tell us about Twilight, but I don't think we need to be told that Twilight's bad.
Oh,
Well, how do you all know that this isn't just a phase of the moon or other sort of astrological phenomenon?
Because it's coming. It's bad.
Oh, who
They
was
say-
that? Oh,
They
go
say
ahead.
Twilight's coming. That's bad. If it was a phase of the moon, it would just happen. People would know, but people don't know, so it's bad.
Well, your tome has more information about Twilight. Is that it?
No, it doesn't.
Honey, you are losing me.
It's my no. Well,
Man.
so
Well,
to explain, it just kind of you know, it's more of like a communication than like a textbook. Doesn't really have information in it per se. But yeah, I don't think Twilight's.
is it just me or is it sometimes when NVIDIA talks, your head hurts? Like my head hurts after listening to that. Kong doesn't get any of that.
My head doesn't hurt. It's just my eyes feel heavy. That's what it is.
Oh, well,
But
you want to rest? That's okay.
I
We
took
have lunch
away-
here. We just ordered food, so you may want to rest up before eating. 'Cause,
Resting
Sometimes.
before we eat?
yeah, it's a strenuous activity for some to eat a lot.
You
Raise my flask to him and say, "Cheers."
NVIDIA, are you feeling a little anemic by chance?
Maybe, yeah. You know, just things a little bit wild on this planet. We're not quite sure. I'm just really, I don't know. The Twilight kind of
Is it
scary.
Is it
Is
perhaps
this-
related to your clerical background? Now, you seem to be have affinity for light and radiance. Is it that Twilight makes you nervous, or are you perhaps a little depressed being around a darker place like this?
Dark's okay for some people. Doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I didn't really pay attention to like gods and things, and then I got this tome, and I'm kind of a little to take more consideration into things being real, and the Twilight thing might be bad, and you guys chase after really big like demons and things. It's kind of scary,
Mhm.
so
This is
I'm
true.
wondering if this is really bad.
Well,
I mean-
a fair assumption, I suppose, but it's like I was saying to Glace. It feels like you're all just jumping at shadows. It's a festival. Some festivals celebrate the dead, some celebrate life, some are creepier than others.
I don't know. I would agree with you in theory, but the fact that it's having this sort of, it seems to be having like a physical negative effect on Nvidia, that has to be coming from something. No, I don't get how all this theology and deities and gods and whatever works, but something's affecting.
I lean in close to Nvidia and kind of like I take one of my little like raven claws and like push down one of his bottom eyelids and get real close to his face and make a medicine check on him and see if he's doing okay or if this is just Nvidia being Nvidia.
Okay.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That's
You
seven.
almost poked me in the eye.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I bought you a beer. Usually that's happy
Hey,
thing, then you're poking me in the eye.
Not meaning to. It's fine.
It's okay. I don't know if these 10 pit people are good people because they want my tome, but the Twilight is bad. I know it's bad.
All right,
Yeah.
Nvidia. I'm sure you have a hunch about something.
Yeah.
I looked
So
at
who's
Nvidia.
worse?
What's up, Slim?
No, so I looked at Nvidia and say, I mean, well, if they want your tome, it's one of two things. I mean, there's usually no middle side of a coin. It's either heads or tails. Either they want your book to know more about Twilight coming to prevent it, or to help the Twilight do whatever it's doing, which I am on your side and I agree it's probably bad. So, I mean, that I don't think I'd risk it either.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we should look around some more today, or maybe we can go talk to the mayor directly.
Yes, if you're all so worked up over this Twilight thing, then perhaps we should investigate it more. Other than that, I don't think we have any other business here to attend to other
nothing
than
pressing.
enjoying the festival.
Yeah,
Well,
so
the mayor did talk to us.
I mean, maybe we can go like, hey, like we were in the crowd last time. He talked to us, but maybe we could go talk to him.
Well,
No?
he said that there were people dressed up in cloaks that came. Said Twilight would be coming or something, and then all of this happened.
I don't know. I was just saying. And what's the worst that can happen? We don't find anything, and we just
And we
enjoy the
leave.
festival. Yeah.
It's at this point that you guys hear the shifting of pots and pans in the back and begin to the smell, the wafting smell of salmon and food hits your nostrils. You know it's not too long before you'll get your food served.
Nice.
I guess. I don't know. Think we or we can. I don't know. Maybe we can take Aesop to the shrine that's no longer used. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think we should do next?
Aesop doesn't know shit about religion.
Okay. Yeah.
Aesop, who seeing a sort of reward left for those dead back in a previous session of coin, an offering of coin, decided to take all of it. Free money.
Yeah. It's all superstitious mumbo jumbo anyway.
I think that I honestly think that we have been told everything that they know about Twilight, which isn't much.
They say it's coming? Do they know when it's coming? I mean, because I don't really feel like sticking around and partying for 3 to 5 days.
That's true.
Well, I mean, if it's coming in like 100 years, then, let's go party now, because, I mean, I'll probably be a sack of bones by then, but if it's coming in the near future, I mean...
Oh.
Well, we can inquire after breakfast, I suppose.
Kong's all for helping. He just doesn't know what to do next.
I think we should leave this place.
That's a sound idea.
I'm fine with that too. I think
agree.
Aesop agrees.
I think they've all been brainwashed to the point where they love the sound of Twilight and what it's done for them. They're not going to return to, or leave the planet behind because now it's booming with all this great dirt. So we really can't help them.
Alright, well, I guess we'll finish up breakfast and head back to the ship then.
The sooner we get back to the ship, sooner I can eat.
Who's hungry? The barmaid pushes through the sort of swivel door and has a couple plates in her hands. Food smells good as she kind of divvies it out to those who ordered. Fresh steam coming off of the fish and the trout and the various things that MVD ordered. You guys begin to dig in.
Kong looks like Goku with like both hands shoving things in his mouth.
It's all very good after a although uneventful, still strenuous night, seemingly with everyone on guard, assuming the worst. Almost mentally exhausted, some of you a little bit, but for those of you who ordered as you dig in, it's very good. Aesop, you watch as Hush eats. She offers a fork your way for some of the salmon salad.
I kind of nod no and push the fork away.
She takes a second and nods and then keeps kind of eating with her mask pushed up a bit.
Yeah.
It's not long before your plates are cleaned and you feel pretty nice. You're satiated and you feel full.
Whew, that was good. Well, I guess we're done here then.
You have food all over your bottom lip. I can't let you.
Did I get it? Did I get it?
Yeah.
Is it gone? Did I get it?
Yeah, it's gone.
The barmaid is still in the tavern down here, but you notice she's kind of leaving you guys to your whatever private chats you may have, and she's kind of cleaning the rest of the tables here since a couple chairs are turned over. There seemed to be some lively events last night, even in the tavern itself, although most of the festivities were down over in the festival grounds.
Well, if it helps you all with peace of mind, maybe we could ask the mayor on the way out.
Okay.
Well, honey, I'm gonna kind of like flag down the waitress.
Yes.
You see all kinds of people coming in here, is that right?
Not usually, no. It's a bit of a rare thing to see an adventurer pass through here. Although we always enjoy them passing through, they offer things to trade and generally order some of the finer things on my menu. Give me a bit of patronage here.
Okay. Do you remember anybody in cloaks passing through at all?
Cloaks. She kind of looks over at Aesop and Hush.
No, not us.
Oh.
Like pretty golden boy over here, but maybe less golden and more darker.
It's been a while. There was a group before you, but they weren't wearing cloaks. Before that, it was probably, well, some months out. But yeah, there was a... They didn't eat down here, but I saw them setting up a room or two with the clerk. Mostly darker garb, cloaks and hoods, with a bit of gold, not too dissimilar from your friend here, but maybe less flashy than some of his. Darker colors.
What's her take on all this Twilight? I just say out loud directly to her face.
Well, Mayor seemed to have wanted to keep this whole Twilight thing a surprise. Shantae these past years. We were as faithful as we always were, but fell on hard times, and, well, in desperation, when you have the number of people in your town who are really on the verge of starvation, some of them, we get desperate, so we decided to follow in the mayor's footsteps, and although he didn't fully reveal the name of this twilight, we decided to at least still offer up our crops this year to him, or whomever, and, well, it certainly turned out to do us well.
Well, what's the catch then? You just offer some of your crops and you get a better yield in return?
Well, similar to Shantae, we offer prayer to her, the occasional offering, in this instance, our crop here, and, well, otherwise, basically turn everything we were doing for her, and now we'll offer it up to Twilight. I mean, if this Twilight, let's just say it's him, whomever, this patron, if he's willing to make sure that our harvest is as bountiful, I see no reason in not paying him patronage and offering the occasional food every now and then. Seems to have been a boon for us.
Seems fine to me. Alright, well, that allayed any of my concerns. I don't know about the rest of you.
It would be nice to know more, but, most of us trust in the mayor's insights.
Of course. Well, I look to the rest of the party. I'm fine to leave.
Can we pay first before we leave?
Well, yes, of course. Of
Okay.
course.
I think she, okay, so we'll just say, like, overall it's like 3 gold pieces, because all of this is pretty cheap.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, 3 gold pieces. She takes it after already the one that Sun Kong had paid, kind of adding that in. She thanks you guys for your patronage and lets you know that if you need room and board or anything else, if you'd like to stop in at lunch, there'll probably be a little bit more lively crowd and not as quiet, although she mentions that she kind of enjoys this period of downtime.
Fair enough.
Oh, alright. Looks like Sun Kong is moving his lips, but nothing is coming out of his mouth.
Might be because he ate too much. Having trouble.
Oh, look at all this 10 gold. He has 10 gold out. He wants to give her 10 gold. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Kevin. I don't know why.
Blah, blah, blah.
Let's see. No, I see your light. I see your outline going green, but I don't hear anything.
Well, it's always Kevin that has these weird troubles.
Mid-sesh, too. That's odd. Sun Kong, she kind of reels back for a second, but happily takes the 10 gold if you're offering it to her, and oh wow, thanks. Like I said, really love an adventurous stop by, she says, kind of with a smirk. And kind of puts it in a little side pouch along her waist, along with her sort of like apron. Kind of shifts it back underneath and continues about cleaning. If you need anything else, please stop by. She seems all the more interested now that you have kind of gave her the 10 gold.
Sometimes like, I'm so fucking full. My mouth is so full.
Rolls out of and
Alright, well, shall we get going?
I believe so. Whatever is happening with this twilight seems fine to me.
Looks like Sun Kong's getting food coma.
Yes.
Alright, well, let's go back to the ship.
You guys step back outside and find it slightly livelier from what you saw earlier out the windows. Seems that people are finally beginning to rouse a little bit. Some give you a courteous wave as they pass by, but you get the sense that now that the festivities are over from the previous night, there's a lot of cleaning up to do as well as getting back to work. Most farmers are pretty diligent about really enjoying their holidays and coming back to jump straight into work. It doesn't seem like, at least in your guys' experience, that farmers are the lazy type. So as soon as they've done cleaning up, it's probably back to business to all of them. So they're giving you a courteous way, but you notice people beginning to take some of the flyers and banners down and clean up around. And you guys, if you are ready, can start making your way. You remember there was a pathway, a dirt pathway that has some of the street lamps lit up that led out of town and ran along a nice rolling valley with a cool breeze that led you back to sort of a open landing area where, as you guys previously landed, was next to the dragonfly ship that Decker was a part of. And as you guys walk along that dirt path, it doesn't take you long to sort of leave the extent of the town and find yourselves coming up to your ship. And Sun Kong, we still cannot hear you for whatever reason.
Oh my god. That's so unfortunate.
Full restart.
Yeah, I can't hear anything you're saying, buddy.
Fucking bummer.
That fucking sucks, buddy.
Gosh, I wish Kevin were here.
But yeah, so you guys find yourselves now sort of standing at the a few feet away. The size of your ship kind of puts you in the shadow of it as it hovers 3-4 feet from touching the ground itself.
Right.
Well, this sure was lovely. This little
Yes.
countryside. It
Wonderful.
reminds me of old times.
Oh.
Before spaceships, when we ate grass and
Not
Yes.
that. Not that. Old. Not that old.
Still sometimes eat grass, Zeke says.
Oh my. Well, everybody, I hold out the crystal communicator for us all to touch. Ready when you are.
Aesop takes like one look back and then touches the communicator.
Okay. You guys notice, as you usually do, the reflective nature of the geodesic ship and get the idea that the most people probably didn't even notice your entrance because of the kind of camouflage that your ship takes. So you can certainly make it out now that you stepped up to it, but out from the edge of town, due to the reflective nature of it, it probably camouflaged it pretty well. You all touch the crystal communicator, and with a flash of light, find yourselves back in the geodesic ship.
man, if Yllaonna was here, she would have made sure that we flew over with the ship right here with lights all over it, scaring the hell out of all of us.
Oh,
What the fuck was that?
what was that?
Someone's killing someone in the background. Sun Kong? He's
I have
dead.
no clue.
He's just dead.
Rip Sun Kong.
Okay.
He may have restarted his computer.
Maybe his computer's restarting him.
With a flash of light, you find yourself standing back in the sort of mission control room of the ship. You notice the bouncy changeling stray sitting back in the... It's almost like it shifts almost like it's filled with water, although you know it's not. It's sort of like a magic infused, almost like it's like the ship creates these illusions, although some of them are more tangible than others. You know, Kui isn't tangible, but it can create things like places to sit, like the seat that Stray's sitting in, that is actually able to be enjoyed and sat in.
Speaking of eating grass, what's up, Stray?
Hey, yeah, what's good, man? I got a ton of grass. You need grass? I'm watching this show on TV right here.
That's not a show.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Kui leans into you, Glosse, and says, "Hey, how you guys doing?"
Oh, well.
I've
We're all
been making
fine.
symbols just flash on Stray's screen.
Oh.
What a fucking champion!
Well, he seems very entertained by it. Yllaonna and AG have gone off to Relica to live their lives. So they won't be joining us.
Oh. So they're not coming back then?
No. Them, along with Cregan, that we all, went different ways.
Oh.
We can always hope to maybe see them in the future, but it's probably for the best. This, as you've seen and observed from us, it's a rough life traveling a lot and doing the things that we've done.
I'm surprised you all have the tenacity to keep doing it. I'm always impressed by your will to push on. Well, that's sad to hear, but I hope she's happy there, I suppose.
Me too. Oh. Did anything happen while we were away?
Not much, no. Pretty quiet on all fronts here. Everyone kind of doing their own thing. There's quite a many rooms after you guys have been working on here, building them now. And, I suppose the crew is slim somewhat, but, well, I guess we'll have to assign some people to make sure and take care of Yllaonna's farm she has going on in the garden, she kind of says with a smile.
She left so many animals here.
She did.
I'm hoping that maybe we can...
Hello! I thought I heard. Did you guys hear Sun Kong?
Sun Kong?
I'm on my phone right now. I'm waiting for my computer to start back up.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Hey, it sounds better than your regular.
God damn.
I'm sure you heard most of you paying the 10 gold, Sun Kong, to the barmaid.
Yeah,
being very happy.
Yep. Yeah, that was very good.
You guys basically return to the geodesic ship and are greeting everyone before settling back in.
So where to next?
So how did it go for you guys? Kui says.
Oh.
It was quite lovely.
There was nothing wrong.
Oh, there's no crazy monsters or
Twilight's coming, but there was nothing wrong.
What's
The
that?
Religious superstition that they held.
Oh.
If it gives Nvidia the willies, there's gotta be something wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, is that true though? Does there have to be something wrong with it?
Do you have the willies, Nvidi? Kui says, kind of leaning.
What a precious cinnamon bun!
I don't like it. I don't have any willies though. There's no willies on this ship. I don't think.
What? What is it?
I don't know. I want to know. I want to, but I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's going to be bad, and we're going to have some problems if we don't get in front of it. The 10th pit people seem to want more information on it. It's coming. That means it's bad.
10th pit. You guys have been doing a lot of stuff, haven't you, while you're out?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, we ate too. It was really good.
Oh, good.
Food was.
Tangible life forms like yourself certainly need to ingest, or you'll die.
She's so
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Indeed we will, Kui. Indeed we will.
What?
I have Rec here over on the couch for you. Otherwise,
Oh, yes.
the world is your oyster, as they say, I guess.
Sun Kong, that letter I got from the pit, They mentioned that indeed my hunch was correct. I need to learn more in this strange... what is it? Some sort of cave that we're going to?
Oh, what is it? What? Where?
The next thing that we are attempting to investigate. It's related to Sun Kong and the Bionoids, yes?
It's like ruins or something?
The Eos ruins.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Sun Kong is talking through his earring of communication.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're good.
So yes then, I'm quite fascinated to see what we'll learn, and we also promised a show there for Lushy.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh yes, we'll have to definitely do that.
So then to the Eos ruins.
Eos Ruins.
I can chart a course there now if you'd like.
Fantastic.
Do it.
Alright, I'll get things set up here in the astrolabe. Everyone else, enjoy yourselves. The navigator will be taking us there shortly. It will take a few days' time, but you know how that is, traveling across.
Of course.
Mm.
Hey, you don't happen to know if we can make a beach room on here, do you?
A beach room? I don't know if we have any blueprints for those yet. Oh, could you imagine though? It'd be nice. At least it sounds nice.
It does. It certainly does. Like a permanent vacation room.
Well, yeah, the good thing is that before Kaz's untimely demise, he did at least gift us with Ket, so who knows what that guy can come up with.
Recreation is for the weak.
What purpose is this beach?
Oh, you're such a good baby.
Kui tells you that she is plotting the course in the astrolabe. You kind of see as you are seeing here, as you typically do, with sort of like a star chart with a programmed illusion sort of slowly spinning above this astrolabe here, this kind of center area. You see sort of a line begin to form itself, moving through some of the spatial areas here and leading to a point that you would presume is Eos ruins.
Yeah, this is the trailer for that next episode I've been talking about on the
That's
Y'all
not.
see it?
I get some alcohol and I sit down with Stray and just enjoy watching whatever he's watching.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't-
gonna fill you in on the plot, man. 'Cause
I
you've been missing an
can't-
episode by being out on the ship. So, I'm gonna point out the main characters. Yeah.
I'm all for it, buddy.
What are you doing to him, Kui?
I'm just trying to hold his attention, that's all.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
You head over and hang out with Stray for a little while, Rinkaz. Is anybody else doing anything before the ship begins its travel towards the Eos ruins?
No.
Oh shit.
You guys have a wealth of weird bits now. You're free
Oh
to...
yes. We have 71. If anyone would like any gemstones or anything like that.
There's
just let-
gemstones, there's rooms to be built. It's all up to you guys, whatever you decide.
Just let me know.
What room should be built? Or did Rinkas want a gemstone?
Oh no, I was gonna agree and say, remember we were talking about a training room, but I guess since Cregan's here, I don't know how that would really work now. I'm good for anything. We could get some gemstones. We could get a room. I mean,
Well, let's see. How much are the gemstones?
Let's find out. The Gem Vendomatic, if you will scroll down from there, shows you a list. You had previously unlocked a new tier, although a bit expensive, that rare gem tier. However, everything else below that is affordable to you guys, at least.
think we should save for a rare gem? How exciting!
Too much variance. I'd say stick with the uncommon if we're looking for a good gemstone. But it would leave us with 21 weird bits. I don't think that's enough to build another room. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you. You all just let me know, and I'm gonna go to my room for a while.
Is everything well, Aesop?
Oh, yes. That place. It just reminded me of home. Got a little nostalgic, I suppose.
I see. Alright.
Aesop's gonna go to his room.
You notice Hush looking your way, Aesop, and just kind of watching as you take off.
I'm gonna try to ignore her.
Okay. Anybody else do anything of note before we switch over to the celestial map and you guys kind of move on to the Eos ruins?
Glacé's gonna grab Breck and give a very dramatic tale of Yllaonna finding love and leaving for her love with her beautiful son.
Good idea.
I want to try to make it as sappy as like a like a drama thing.
Give me a performance check as you do this.
Roll a one, roll a one, roll a one.
Yes, that's gonna be a fuck you, Luke. That's performance a 28.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, Glacé, you feel like you give a prime time, full on tears down the cheeks performance of the bittersweet story of Yllaonna leaving along with AG, making sure to kind of go over the story with Rek, and you feel like although it didn't contain a whole lot of action, the recording, your performance should speak volumes and work all the same.
Want to get the message of love out there for anyone feeling lost. We're just wandering around.
I'm gonna.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry. I was gonna say. I'm gonna let Zeke know that before he goes and plants anything, to keep it away from the normal crops, just in case there's anything weird about the seed.
You think something wrong with seeds?
Zeke says as he kind of opens a pouch up, kind of shifting them around a little bit.
No, that planet, things were growing too well, too fast, too large. I mean, I don't want to ruin the rest of the soil in case anything bad happens. So maybe just a little bit to the side at first. Kind of quarantine it from the others. We don't want to, different food, different planets cause any problem to our current crop.
He shrugs a little bit and looks at you and says,
Bar ladies say they pray to God Twilight. We should pray to God Twilight.
Well, we'll see.
Fertile fruits and vegetables there. Saw with own eyes. Nice. Not as big as Farngus, but Farngus different from the others. Everything big at Farngus.
Very true.
Well, keep some distance from other crop, for now. I don't think anything wrong. We'll keep an eye out, though, he says.
You're the best. Thank you, buddy.
And he, as much as a lizard man could look content with a bag full of seeds, seeing that he is a farmer, kind of trods off towards the gardens. Alright. So, if that is everything, we can switch over to the map and you guys can begin your trek if you'd like.
Jason,
Yeah.
I'm out of rations. I would have bought some.
Okay. You... let's see here. I believe, at least on the planet there, let me find the shops. They did have a couple places there. I think they just had sort of like a general adventuring gear shop that may have rations on here somewhere.
Jason.
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 If not, I'm just gonna say that they had rations for you because it's a farming community. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
How much are
Yeah, I don't
5
think they're
rations?
actually. I don't think they're actually on here.
Yeah, that's wild.
Not.
So 5 SB for a pack of rations.
All right, cool.
And you know that on the ship, at least, although mechanically I'll say that you can't really sort of like produce rations here on the ship, but at the very least, while staying on the ship, you don't have to worry about food. But not a bad idea to have some extras if you happen to find yourselves on sort of like a longer adventure somewhere.
So, like, 2 days of rations is 1 gold, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get 20 days of rations.
Alright. You have quite a pack should you find yourself off ship for some time.
That's it. That's all.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. That's a good idea to cover that. I forgot to mention there were some shops. There's also the like seed and flower merchant on there if you wanted to take a look at any of that stuff.
No, I'm not gonna waste everyone's time
Okay.
doing all that stuff. It's fine.
We will go ahead and say that you guys settle in and begin your trek towards the Eos ruins.
I and Avidi go to the hangar, the cargo bay again, and write down everything that happened on the excursion.
Okay. Do you take any particular notes highlight-wise?
Yeah, 1, crew members leaving, and 2, Shanti, and how they've kind of shifted from her to Twilight, and then make note of Twilight is coming, popping up at a couple of different points in our travels, like when we're in the Time Rift area, and with the 10th pit wanting more information about.
I think you cut off a little bit there.
Just the 10th pit wanted more information about them. I was thinking. I kind of let go of my button. I think that's it, though.
Okay. You take those notes in your large tome through a couple blank pages that have some room in there for you to jot those notes down. Let's see here. You guys begin taking off from Kerbita. You will notice a few things on the map. First up north, or there's no directions in wild space, but north of you guys here on the map is the Eos ruins. About 5 or 6 days out to reach the ruins. For you, Rinkaz, you will notice for the information given to you during your time with the 10th pit, you'll notice that next to Jadra there is a area called Thornweald, and that was the area that was mentioned to you as a spot for you to begin doing a little bit of investigative work to find the Scrow General who was in charge of the slaver ship that you had found yourself on before there was a mysterious crash and you found yourself on the homeworld of Medusalon. I believe it was 5 or 7?
Medusalon. I don't remember either.
Medusalon 7, I'm pretty sure, but
yeah, there we go.
where you first met Kaz and kind of reverse engineered some of the crashed tech from the Spelljammer ship to kind of help create something for you guys to leave that world yourselves. It's also a place you know of that you guys would need to reach because more information regarding Twilight could be something that comes from one of these sacred serenitals. However, because the sacred serenitals are not in a good standing with the 10th pit, seeing that the 10th pit has a bit of shady work going on with them, they're looking to find an exile of the sacred serenitals who happens to be Yllaonna, and believe that she may also be within that area and would like for you to take a look around that settlement of Thornweald. For you, Aesop, there is now an area next to Slagonia called Scourge.
All right, change of plans. Maybe if Rink has once, we can do Eos, then Thornweald, then Neogokyo, then Scourge.
That sounds good to me.
Because that's like a shorter route.
That works, sure.
Well, we can finally get your wings too.
Oh, yes, but it's so far away, and if Ringcast needs to go to Thornweald, perhaps we should start there after the Eos ruins. I've lasted this long without wings, so I can wait a little longer.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I've been thinking about it. I'm in no rush to give Subject 22 access to flight.
Oh, right.
At any rate, I'm very curious to learn more about these bionoids at the Eos ruins. Sun Kong, are you excited as well?
Yeah, I think this is good for both Roche and Byron.
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh,
you're breaking
no.
up. You're breaking up. No. So I'll just assume that Sun Kong is very excited.
I think so.
He's at a loss for words.
He won't shut up.
So I will say, if you guys want, go ahead and move yourselves a space towards the Eos ruins as
Fuck you guys, I got it. There,
first
boom.
24 hours begin to pass. During this travel, after a few hours, Kui lets everyone know, I believe we're being hailed by someone.
Ooh.
Someone named Radriar.
Oh,
Oh.
he was important, wasn't he? I'll say. You mentioned.
The name does sound familiar.
Yes, he was the ghost man on that one ghost ship that the Amaran ship. Right?
Oh. Yes. He was.
Oh yeah, the blue guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was quite a few of him.
Oh, we have one too down in this one, but we don't. I mean.
Oh.
Yeah, he's somewhere
know
down there. We don't have access to him though.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Well, yes. Maybe it's Amaran. We should answer.
Yeah, bring her on.
Kui notices that Sun Kong is inches away from her ear and smashes the button to bring her up on screen. Appearing on screen.
I hate this.
I'm just playing. No, you sound fine. You're fine. See you later, Slim. Slim has to leave for now.
Oh,
So.
bye,
Oh
Slim.
no.
I gotta go
Yeah.
for
Yeah, he had to leave a little
You guys-
early this session, so
Okay,
have
well-
fun, Slim.
We have our route charted, so we'll go to Thornweald and do Slim stuff.
Does
After
anybody
Eos.
have his character sheet?
Well, not the most recent one.
Nope.
Maybe I should send it.
Yay!
Who's got an email I can send?
Does anybody want to play Rinkaz?
I'll play
Oh, no.
Ringkaz.
Oh no.
I'll play Ringkaz.
Okay.
Do it.
My name's Ringkaz. I keep calling myself Kaz even though that's not my name. Duh.
Insert pun here.
Yeah, if you don't mind before you head out, Slim, if you could email that. I mean, just in case. I don't know why, just in case. But that would be appreciated. Radriar appears on screen. Greetings, everyone.
Oh, hello.
What's up, buddy?
Let me know. I won't roleplay this necessarily, but I would say give me the details of what Radriar would share with the crew as told to him by Amaran.
Oh, Amran
Oh shit.
would probably. Yeah, Amran gave Radriar this task because I didn't want to RP it. Radriar would have basically to tell the Wyld Knots that I have a way for them to get out of the Twixt if they ever find themselves in a little pinch, or if they find themselves just wanting a different place to adventure.
Wait,
To just...
out of the Twixt, does that mean like in another dimension?
There's no details to it. I would...
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Yeah, Radriar, although it's a live communication, Radriar simply mentions that if you're looking for further details, you should speak with Amryn herself when you see the time fit to do so. Or, likewise, they could arrange a meeting somewhere if time permits.
Well, this is fascinating.
But for now, he just wanted to, at Amryn's request, relay the message that they have seemingly found a way out of the Twixt.
I mean, that seems like big news. I'm not, much into the dimensional travel-y science, but that sounds like a giant breakthrough.
Does it? I mean, it sounds pretty cool, but I don't know about a breakthrough. I don't know. What can we... I mean... We just came here on a ship to the Twixt. How far? I mean, how hard would it get to?
I mean, I haven't heard of it outside of our geodesic ship.
Oh.
And Amryn's travels, of course.
Oh. I didn't know.
I mean, I don't know how common that is. Again, I'm not really caught up on the minutiae of space travel. It's more of a utilitarian thing for me.
At least in passing conversation throughout your occupation, or whether just hereby word on the street, you at the very least know, Aesop, that yes, it's been mentioned that getting into Twixt is one thing, getting out is a whole other thing. So
yeah.
Seems important to some
Quite
degree.
Fascinating.
And Radriar bids you guys farewell and mentions if you need to contact Amryn, you have her deets, and disappears from the screen.
If Twilight's coming and we really need to get out of the Twixt, that's also a good reason.
Also true, I suppose. But again, it really doesn't seem like anything we should be overly concerned about.
I'm just saying.
No, I know we've been through a lot, Glossy, but...
Well, hopefully not.
It's around this time or nearby that Hush enters your room, Aesop.
Oh, cool. I closed the communication that I had with Glossy then.
And she almost stops and sort of visibly kind of looks you up and down, and grabbing her chalkboard kind of writes and turns it your way, and written on it is, "Everything okay?"
I kind of look at the ground and kick my feet a little bit, and I take out the tablet and I write to her, "What do you remember about your mother?"
Well, let's see. Let's do a little collaborative stuff. At what point would she have passed on, or what age for Hush would?
Like a young girl, but not like a baby. Like there would have probably have been formative memories.
And you told her about the accident, right?
Yes, there was a fire.
Okay. She writes down, she spends a little bit of time kind of writing down some things, using the feathers on the side of her arm to kind of wipe the chalkboard off and continue writing. Mm-hmm. She basically tells you about the good memories, although somewhat vague, that she had with Mom. Mentions that Mom seemed to care a lot about you and your well-being, and she doesn't really bring up the incident of the fire, but just kind of mentions the good times that she remembers, the fond memories that she's had.
I kind of think about what to write next. and think for a very long pause, and I think I'm gonna write. I miss your mother a lot.
She wipes her chalkboard off and writes, "You've been thinking about her," with a kind of period afterwards.
I write down, yes, it's just that planet back there reminded me a lot of Melody.
She nods and writes down, it reminded me of home too, and kind of walks over and pats you on the back.
Aesop has to turn away because he's basically having to lie to his daughter. So yeah, I don't write much else after that. I think
she you feel the sensation of her kind of standing up after kind of patting you on the back from kind of sitting next to you for a couple seconds, and wipes her screen and just writes down, "If you need me, I'm around."
I force a smile and kind of nod and pat her on the shoulder.
And she nods her head. You can't see it under her mask, but you get the sense that she's smiling and is content. And she steps out of your room.
Melody. It can't be her. I saw her die. It can't be her.
And
That's insane.
And with that, the ship keeps moving. Anybody want to move the ship forward another 24 hours?
Boom.
Done.
The ship moves along its path. Does anybody want to do anything in particular during that 24-hour period? You don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'll train with
Oh, what?
I'll Kong feels up to it.
Yes. Ukog is pretty adamant about training with you daily by going into the meditation pools and you guys sort of entering the Munkin place together to do your mind melds. You find yourself over these past 2 days training with her, entering the same place that you remember, this endless shallow waters that stretches out to the distance with this purplish pink sky, a small sort of pillar and palm trees nearby made of almost like a glass-like or glass steel material. And you continue training with her. The training is intense. You both, at times you feel equally matched, at times you feel outmatched, at times your confidence overwhelms you and you feel like you are besting Ukog. She is certainly a fierce competitor. But as time moves on, you feel as though your training is becoming more and more in sync with her own. As the two of you go to fight, you throwing up a hand or arm to rebound, moving and jumping in the air to dodge, while in your bionode forms one of her elbow blades that slices your way and spinning in the air. You feel it's almost more akin to dancing with her, as well as fighting. There's a certain elegance to it, and both of you seem to almost be able to read the next person's move, and that makes the combat all that much more interesting to you, but also intense. It's almost similar to the way that you had to sort of sync your mind and body along with Roshi's as you continue to train. Although Ukog is not in your mind or a part of your physical body, there is almost that strange connection you have as you train with her that puts the two of you in sync. but it feels good to train, and you each come out of the monkin place and the meditation pools kind of covered in sweat, but in a place and area where you can both relax afterwards. And you even sometimes go back to your room afterwards and throw a couple fists through the air and feel as though, even though this was just mental training by and large, you still feel like, to some degree, it feels as though it's applying to your normal, everyday physical prowess and skill. It's interesting. But if anything else, you feel like it's tying your sensations and your motions and the fluidity of your combat movements along with hers.
Sweet.
It's during the second day of travel that Kui calls whoever would like to come down to the mission control to take a look at something.
I'll go down.
I'll head down.
Okay.
I'll go down.
All right. We'll assume Aesop heads down too.
I'm back.
Oh,
I go down.
okay. Okay, cool. All 5 of you head down, and Kui points out that there is a ship, at least it seems like a ship, as she points out, that seems similar to the one that you guys ran into while escaping the whale ship from the previous season. She points it out on the astrolabe, and as you peer into it, seeing these sort of illusory forms of planets and nearby comets, it almost sort of like macro zooms in, and you can see now it looks to be almost like maybe like a comet or a slab of rock. However, you notice on the tail end of this kind of rectangular piece of debris or rock that there is some type of emanating energy coming out from it, and it almost looks as though it has pieces of steel or metal built into it. And it doesn't take too long for you guys to notice that, well, it's a bit of a ways off from you and probably hasn't noticed you, that this is a pioneer quagga, sort of the pioneer patroller ships that kind of use the organic nature of the undersides, so almost kind of probably in a lot of ways to your own ship, help to disguise their own to make it look like you get the sense if they were to turn off all spell jamming capabilities and were to turn the metal side of the ship down away from whoever was observing, that they would almost look indistinguishable from just a piece of floating rock debris.
Oh, weren't we supposed to make contact with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not the interesting thing, Kui says as she taps the screen, and not far behind, she mentions to you guys that the astrolabe is having a little bit of a difficulty visualizing this thing, she says, and not too far behind the pioneer quagga, you see a large mass, some 3 times the size of the quagga. It looks as though it has just a number of either pseudopods or tentacles that move out from behind it, and it just seems to be slowly moving along with the quagga.
Is that a witchlight marauder?
As you look at it, Glace, you notice that it's featureless and occasionally blurs a bit, as you kind of get the sense that the astrolabe is doing its best to sort of try and give form to this thing that it senses outside of the ship.
Well, they're in distress. It looks like they're running from it. We should help them, shouldn't we?
Are they running from it? It seems...
Kui turns to you, Aesop, and she says, well, they're not going at spell-jamming speed. You would think that if they were running from it, they'd probably be going a lot faster than what they are.
Are they? They're not leading it somewhere, are they? Surely not.
They demanded that. I think they're controlling it. That thing is the thing that destroyed the prison ring and was going to eat all of us. It's the reason why Kaz sacrificed himself, was to save us from that thing.
That month.
You're kidding me.
I'm not.
I can understand why you were so nervous about talking with them. What should we do?
We should ask them what's going on.
It's fine with me.
Call them.
Call him up.
You go to call them. They do not answer.
Oh, what a bunch of fuckboys.
How rude.
What can we call our contact at the Pioneers?
Juggernaut head. What up?
Like- Can't we be like, hey, one of your trucks drove by us. This is the how's my
Jorgoon?
tell his people just like ignored us. They're like got this giant monster behind. No, what?
Oh god.
Oh, Sun Kong, you're breaking up again, man.
Is
I
there
hate my life.
is there a way we can contact Jargoon?
You guys would know that your one contact that you had to the patrollers perished while on the whale ship.
Right.
Oof.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they're going to take too kindly if we just attempt to parley with them. Oh, we could record them with Rek.
Ooh, wreck! Yes, get it!
You could do that, Kui says, but you'd have to exit out onto the exterior of the ship.
That's
Oh.
safe, right?
I mean,
That's fine,
you
Rek.
could record the astrolabe, but if you were looking to actually see them, you'd have to jump outside to do so.
I mean, sure.
I feel like it's vital evidence. We can at least use it to blackmail them later.
It'll be a good show.
The thing's not bad, is it? Kui says as she sort of taps at the strange mass of writhing tentacles that follows behind the ship.
Yes, Kui, that thing is bad.
So are they
Not
in
good.
trouble?
I don't know.
It's weird. They're not going fast enough. You'd think they would spell jam if it was that much. They seem to be far enough distance away where they could.
I mean, I don't know what our ship can do about it, so even if they needed help, we can't do anything.
Oh, we have
That
no
thing-
defenses on the ship whatsoever.
Mhm.
Well,
Besides you all.
all right. Well, it's certainly not enough to stop a fully armed battle station and an eldritch horror following it.
Wait a minute. Did it see us at all? What if it remembers what we look at? Oh, no, wait. If it remembers what we look like, I don't think any of us should go out on the ship, because what if it all of a sudden remembers that it's supposed to eat us?
Please, look at the size of it. It probably thinks that we're all nothing more than ants to it.
Oh, but did you see all the eyes on it? I don't.
It's a lot of eyes.
Sun Kong doesn't like the sound of that. Kui taps at it and looks to you and says, well, I guess I misspoke. That is our ship's one defense, is the reflective glass steel panels.
Oh.
More than likely, that's the reason that they're not answering the call, is they're probably looking around right now, and maybe they don't see us.
Let's
Ooh.
spam the call. Let's spam them and see if they answer. Let's just. I'm sure that's weird for them, right? Spamming the calls to the Pioneer ships.
I suppose we could do that, she says.
You should do that. And I think I should take some footage of this. I think it'll be useful.
Do
Okay.
it. Sun Kong, go with him. Make sure he doesn't fall off the ship.
I'll take
I'm coming!
I'll take Rinkaz as well. We'll be perfectly fine.
Rinkaz is happy to go with you.
Yeah, he better.
Maybe Nvidi can get a look at it as well in the tome. His tome can give him information. I don't know. You talked to your book, right?
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah,
to you.
you could say I talked to my book. Yes.
NVD,
I'll,
do you want to join them?
Yeah, I'll help out.
Okay. Four of you are set to head outside. Glosse, your plan was to try to use the astrolabe to call the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here just a second. Let me see if I can make something real quick. Since you guys are doing a little something that I didn't expect.
Perfect.
That means we did it right.
Oh,
We right to
fascinating.
Fascinating, yes. No, I don't want to spend too much time doing that. Touching the crystal communicator. Aesop, Rinkaz, Nvidi, Sunkong, you find yourselves on the exterior of the ship now. The vast, open, just stretching on from what seems like eternity into the darkness, or the vast shifting colors that make up probably star patterns and cosmic clouds in the far distance of wild space itself. You take a couple seconds to orient each other. It always feels weird being on the outside of the ship. You feel like you're standing on a large, massive globe, and it takes you a second or two. Aesop, I'll say that the rest of the party kind of showed you the basic workings of Rec, where there's a lever towards the back, a switch that you can kind of just flick, and as you do, Rec sort of shifts up and kind of floats in the air some feet, kind of like at head level of Rinkaz.
Okay.
It initially turns to you guys, but you feel as though if you needed to, you could grab Rec and kind of turn it where you'd like.
Oh yeah. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it away so that we're not visible, and
Yes.
start recording specifically the ship and the thing following it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna speak in Glosse's voice.
Nice.
You turn Rec as you are kind of turning Rec. Each of you, not only Aesop, kind of look out into the stars to try and hunt down where this is. And off in the distance, you now see this large, reddish kind of tinted slab of rock, and you can barely make out on the underside the steel, denoting that this is the patroller ship as it moves along. And some ways behind it now, you can actually see in the background what appears to be a star, the silhouette almost eclipsing the star itself of this mass of writhing tentacles that sort of makes its shadowed form as it begins to kind of pass over the star, trailing not terribly far behind the Quagga.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I was like, oh my! And what is this dastardly beast trailing the Quagga? I'm afraid I just don't know. Perhaps it's leading it somewhere, or perhaps it's being chased. How delightful! One thing's for sure. It seems the patrollers have something to answer for. And then I'll make sure I get plenty of footage.
Okay, you kind of
private
continue
and-
recording and catching what details you can. The way the form is silhouetted in front of the sun, you can't make out the features, but it certainly looks very large and almost intimidating even at this distance as you kind of watch it begin to slowly, its form and mass is moving over the center of the star now. A shadow kind of falls over you guys. Glosse, you were going to hail the ship again?
Yep, and again and again and again and again until they answer.
You do it once, there is no answer. You do it again. There is no answer.
Third time's the charm.
Those of you outside, make a perception check, please.
Uh oh. Based on sight,
Based on sight, yes.
it's a 21. And Rink
Oh.
has
21 as well.
Rink has is a 23.
Nvidia cannot believe the reflective quality of the ship you guys are standing on.
Everyone else is above 20, and the VD rolls a 1.
Uh,
What a perception of all things. I roll.
The other three of you are sort of watching. Some of you may have not seen an eclipse before, so it's also this interesting idea of watching sort of this large star in the sky completely blotted out. Although Rinkaz and Sun Kong, you two at least, were on that adventure previously on Relica, where the rare moment of the eclipse happened on that planet. And as the whatever this thing is, some of you know it as a witchlight marauder or can make that educated guess. It passes, it's sort of over the center of the star now. There's a lot of darkness surrounding you. You sort of knowing that the star behind it was sort of moon-shaped as the edges were covered by this mass. You will wait for the edges on the other side to begin coming into view as it passes over, but it doesn't. You also notice with your perception checks now that it seems as though the quagga itself has stopped.
Oh.
And the Marauder stopped as well?
Yes, the Marauder is sort of in the middle, eclipsing the star behind it, and where you would expect to start seeing the edges of the star as it kind of as it keeps moving, to get out from being right in front of it, it doesn't happen. It's almost as if the Witchlight 2 has stopped moving.
I keep rolling.
Into the headset, I kind of try to say softly so Vector catch. Like, I walk off and say, Glace, have you reached them? Looks like they stopped.
Oh, they're continuing to ignore my call.
Let me step in here. Has anyone ever tried to use the earrings of communication to talk to someone inside the ship when someone else was outside the ship?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Right?
We tried to reach Kui with them one time when we were having communication trouble.
Okay. Sun Kong, you say this. Glace, you don't hear this.
Uh-oh.
Sun Kong, you hear nothing.
Glace? Glace? You hear me, Glace?
Make a history check, Sun Kong.
Zach?
I don't like this.
Is that above a 10 at least, or
Hold on, I
10?
forgot to. I'm sorry, I forgot to reopen my character sheet.
I think Sun Kong's history was good because he's like a nerd monk, right? Like he's that one of those book reader monks that.
No, he's dumb.
No,
Oh.
I'm dumb as fuck.
He
It's
fights
a -1.
Oh,
Oh fuck. There's something about how there is some restrictions to these earrings, but you don't remember what they are, Sun Kong.
Okay.
Kui inside the ship, Glace goes, and she begins pointing at the two illusory objects of the quagga and the marauder. They have stopped moving, Glace.
really quick, I'm assuming Yllaonna gave the eyeball lens to another person, right? Like to.
That is
I guess.
technically up to her. I think we should, after this
Well, after.
session,
Okay,
see
fine.
what gear she would have been willing to impart.
Yeah.
Normally, with any other character, I would assume probably they give their stuff to the party, but this is Yllaonna, so it is in character for her to keep a certain amount of things. So
Yeah, I got it. So they stopped. Is that normal? I mean, do people just maybe they're looking for us?
are we,
maybe we should-
sure we want to stay around here? Kui kind of turns to you slightly pensively.
Um, maybe not. What are you worried about, Kui?
I mean, if they don't see us right now and they bump into us, I just don't want to startle them. That's all. They're like the guardians of space and everything.
Sure they are. Maybe let's just start moving back a little bit.
Okay. We're still at a point where we're far enough away where we could continue spell jamming.
Can you...
It's up to you. That thing is really big.
That is really big. I want to contact the boys on the outside. Let's tell them to maybe come in.
You guys, Sun Kong, you're kind of tapping at the earring of communication, and it doesn't seem to be functioning correctly. However, whoever is holding the crystal communicator, it sort of vibrates, and you hear Glacé's voice coming through it, asking for you guys to come back inside.
Well, that's all for now. Ta-ta! And I switch it back off.
As you switch it back off and kind of put it under a feathery arm, Aesop, you notice the shadow enveloping the ship is growing.
Okay.
So what do you guys do?
I think we should go.
Yeah, we should go. Ah. Get inside. Get out of here.
Yes, let's go. No.
You guys use the crystal communicator, and with a flash, find yourselves in the mission control room. Glacé and Kui kind of standing over where Kui typically sits at the astrolabe.
Everyone, I think we should get out of here. Something's not right.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Sunkong.
No, I was just saying, I agree. Yeah, we should go.
All right. I have the footage, so yes. No reason to stick around any longer. Let's go, please.
Is that thing going to eat that ship?
Right now, I don't care. I'd rather it not eat our ship.
True.
I think it's following it, because it also stopped when the ship stopped.
Yeah, they both seem to stop together, so... Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Yes, please.
Kui says that she can tell the navigator for them to start spell jamming away.
Yes.
The
Please.
ship puts some distance between the quagga and the monstrosity, seemingly following behind it. And with a flash, the astrolabe begins to change as you guys hit spell jamming speed. And whatever traces of the quagga and that thing were there before, they are now gone.
Oh, thank goodness. Did you get the footage?
Yes, maybe we hold on to it for a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean.
Right, just in case.
I'm gonna BRB. I'm really sorry, Edgar. Bye.
It's okay. We want to do like a quick 5-minute pee break, everybody?
Oh yeah, I could use a snack.
All right, let's take a quick break, quick 5-er, and we'll come back and continue here. So we'll be back, everybody. So you guys hit spell jamming speed and escaped whatever was going on back there with the quagga and that large thing following it. At this point, you guys can, unless you have anything to do, move ahead another space.
Oh boy, that was unnerving.
To say the least.
Really odd.
I know it'll take my mind off of it. Work. Oh, who needs healing potions?
Oh, me!
All right. Nvidi, you are adept with healing as well. Did you also need a potion?
I won't ever turn them away.
All right. And then, of course, it goes without saying, Sun Kong, Rinkaz could probably use them as well.
Yes, please.
I'll see what I can do for the next 1, 2, 3 days.
So you guys can go ahead and move the Nimbus another space, and 24 hours will pass.
Do I? I'm gonna try to make over the next 3 days. I'm gonna try to make 3 potions.
That would be
I'm gonna make
a known recipe, so a lower DC.
I'm gonna make 3. I'm gonna try to make over the next 3 days 3 greater drops of healing.
Okay.
Ooh,
We'll do it day by day.
Can we
Okay.
wreck it? Can we wreck the science project?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. If that's the kind of thing that people want to watch, then I suppose.
I'm sure there's tons of people that would love to
Let
see
me
how
just
you
let me
do
just throw a blanket over my blood cooler and get started.
So you can go ahead.
So I do that.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'll say you can go ahead and roll and see if you're able to make today's. You have
Alchemy,
Hush with
ingredient.
you to give you a bonus.
Oh, sick. +2. So that's gonna be 18, like 21.
I'm pretty sure that should be the DC of
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
that crafting
yeah,
check
yeah.
is. Yeah.
I think it is. And you want me to go ahead with the next day?
I will say that before moving on to the next day, Kui lets everyone know that you guys are being hailed by Lushy.
Oh.
Ooh. Let's
please.
do it. Let's answer him.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you hesitant, Aesop?
I mean, aren't you?
No, we've done nothing wrong, remember?
That's right.
Bring him on.
Lushy appears on screen.
Nothing.
Lushy, darling. I kind of like glare at Aesop.
Oh, I hope everything is going well with all of you.
Oh, just wonderful. We're just working on a few shows right now.
I meant to get in touch earlier, but I got so busy before. Hopefully you made it out with Rec and everything, and have been getting me quite the delicious pieces of scenery and action on your adventures.
Oh, you know it.
Excellent. In about 3 or so more days, try and send me the footage you have. That will be the end of the week. I'd love to pay you for your hard work.
Oh, honey, we have some real educational ones and some real.
We have some juicy scoops for you.
Oh, excellent. Very good, very good. I'm happy to hear it.
I do that thing.
And what was it again? I believe 500 gold per person, and what was it, 5 weird bits apiece?
I believe so.
That sounds right.
Lushy flips through a couple of sheets of paper you can hear in the background. Yes, that's correct. Well then, as long as all the footage is up to snuff, we can begin. Ooh! I'm excited for season 2 of Wyrd and Wyld.
Oh, it sends goosebumps up and down my spine, dear. I can't wait.
Excellent. Well, ta-ta for now. I'll be speaking with you soon, I hope.
Take care. Bye.
Toodles. Leshy sort of does the wave with his fingers flickering and disappears from the screen.
Do you think he knows?
Aesop, you don't have to talk when Lushy comes on the screen. You know.
I didn't say anything,
You
right?
You might have nervously said something here and there.
Okay. All right.
Look, it's fine. He didn't even know.
Right. Right.
Sure, never noticed.
With that, you guys can continue on if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Day 2 potion making. Blam! Oh, shit!
Oh!
I super make that.
I will
Potion.
say you make 2 from a natty 20.
Hell yeah!
That's a kablam.
That is a kablamo, is what that is. So I'm gonna subtract 100 gold and cut my losses there, or cut and run. What do they say when you're winning and you cash out? Cash out. I cash out.
All right. Yeah, you successfully make more than you bargained for. You feel as though you know the recipe so backwards and forwards today that you're able to produce twice the volume you normally would.
You know I got that shit on rec.
Yeah. Yeah, you do like a Blue Apron thing where you just like listen to your voice through rec and just great. If someone wants to move the Nimbus, the next space during this time is when Aesop was crafting those potions. With about 24 hours left before you hit Eos Ruins, Kui calls everyone to the mission control room.
Alright.
Head down.
She mentions that the ship has come out of spell jamming speeds because it is in close proximity with 2 other vessels.
Oh, really?
Where?
She points out on the astrolabe, and you notice there is a vessel that kind of looks like in the shape of a whale, although it has a long extended like horn on the front end.
It's a narwhal.
Nearby there seems to be another ship. It has long, almost bat-like wings, except the front facing of it is similar to that of what looks to be a wolf.
Ooh.
Or some type of dog.
Neat.
Wicked.
Kui mentions that there seems to be, or potentially, some type of struggle going on between the two.
Oh.
Although you guys would have to step out of the ship to investigate further.
Well, if there's a struggle going on, we should investigate. Oh, before we go though, just in case, I handed me a potion of healing. Everyone else, so Sunkar, say, I hand you a greater drops of healing.
And thank you.
Wait a minute, how many I got 1, right?
Everyone got 1 something. So greater drops of healing for everyone but Envidi, and I give a potion of healing to Envidi.
Okay.
They do the same amount of healing, but drops of healing are a bonus action, and potion is standard action.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm gonna put that down. Bonus.
I also have it written down if you need a
Okay.
reminder. So
You guys begin collecting yourselves in the mission control room. Sunkong, Glacé, Rinkaz, Aesop, and Vidi, along with Jira. Glacé, are you having Clatter come along with you?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody else you'd like to step outside and take a look at what's going on, or no?
oh,
It's up to you.
absolutely.
I'll go.
I'll go as well.
Okay. Beyond you guys, is there anybody? Rather. You don't have to, I'm just making sure.
Oh man, this episode real good, so I'm gonna stay right here. So I think we're gonna go to the season finale here because it's so
Oh yes, that's a great show. I just look back to Glace and like shake my head.
It's a bunch of squiggles. There's nothing on the screen. It's lights. There's nothing happening. There's no movement with people, hands, voices. I don't understand what you're looking at. That is not. That is not a show.
It's a little highbrow for Glace. You'll have to excuse.
Yeah. When you're ready, I'll fill you in, because it's a good show.
Yes, tell me all about it one day, Stray.
You guys all ready yourselves and I assume touch the crystal communicator to warp to the outside of the ship? Alright. You warp out to the exterior of the geodesic ship, taking a second to orient yourselves being outside. As you peer around, you see not too far off, and as you are looking out at this coupling of ships, you notice it seems to be as though the geodesic ship is bringing you guys closer to what's going on here. I will move things over. You notice as you are slowly coming in closer, the ship that is in the shape of a whale, although at the front there is a large horn that protrudes out from the front.
Oh shit.
You can hear the clanging and clashing of what seems to be sword and claw, as there seems to be an ensuing fight happening.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Can we tell who the aggressors are?
As you are looking around, Aesop, all of you taking in, like this is all happening within a couple seconds of you just gathering the environment here. You see a bit off in the distance what looks to be that wolf-like spelljammer I mentioned before.
Are they flying any like flags or anything like that? Any symbols on the boats?
Through the darkness of wild space here, you can make out what looks to be one or two on top of that wolf-like spelljammer, although you can't make out them flying any flags. You do notice, as you sort of come closer to the scuffle happening here, that there looks to be a number of wolf-like, or even you could consider them maybe werewolf-like humanoids. They seem to be assaulting a crew of different people. There is what looks to be a dragonborn. There is a humanoid towards the back end. And you guys, as you look towards the front end of the ship, do notice a familiar figure that you've met before. The elf Vezivel seems to be fending off two seeming attackers who are trying to assault her.
Oh, we have to help. It looks like those wolf folks are ganging up on this ship.
Yes, we have to help.
I hand Rec to Sun Kong. I can trust you, right? To know when to stop rolling?
Yes. No, I got...
All right, then.
Time to help our fellow wild nuts.
No!
All right. I will say, you guys feel as though you are close enough to this area here. If you remember, when you jumped from the surface of the geodesic ship to get over to Decker's dragonfly ship, because of the two air envelopes overlapping one another, as you reached the height of your jump, gravity switched to the other ship and you kind of floated down to the surface. You feel like you could do the same here now that you're close enough, and it doesn't appear as though any of the combatants down below have noticed you. You guys obviously remember that the geodesic ship has the camouflaged glass steel panels, but as they are mid-fight, you also feel like their attentions are pulled and haven't even really noticed you kind of standing on the surface. You feel like you could jump in and join in this fight without kind of being surprised by any of them. This box I've kind of denoted here at the center of the ship, you feel like you could land anywhere in there that you would like. However, first I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, hell yeah! Oh, that's a good roll. Holy shit. Oh, never mind. Rinkaz
God damn
even
it.
better. Damn, Rinkaz with the 25.
You guys, if you will look down towards the bottom right of the map, you are over there in the corner. We'll say you're on the surface of the geodesic ship. So if you don't mind punching in your
Oops.
initiatives, I should have added you all there to the initiative score or tally.
Oh. Okay, cool. Shut the fuck.
What is this battle music? I like it.
This is Epic Battle Loop by Nemo from the jukebox. What is that from? Fanburst.
I don't know why it sounds familiar.
Could be.
Man. Does anyone know how many grip points Rinkaz has total? I don't think it's on the sheet.
Shit. Ugh.
Hold on. Second Wind, Martial Archetype, Tinker Tools.
He's got a
Quick
few.
Draw.
Look under his the class features.
Well, it's a homebrew class, so it has to be written in.
Fuck.
Hang on, I'm pulling up Matt Mercer Gunslinger here.
Because it looks like he's going first, so.
I don't think there's any harm in spending one.
Yeah, you're right.
And at third level, you gain a number of grip points equal to your Whiz modifier.
Ah, okay, Wizmod, got it. So T has 2 grip points, cool.
So yeah, you guys have spent a few days flying through space, so you should be at full health as well as all your grip points.
Yeah, get it. Can you all hear me all right now? I switched to a headset.
Yeah.
So
Little
far, so
muffled.
good.
What's that?
It's pretty
Little
muffled,
muffled.
but we can hear you.
Do this for now.
Okay. I'll say you're close enough to jump from the surface of the geodesic ship to the base of this other ship here.
Cool.
Those of you who have ranged attacks could perceivably attack from the surface of the geodesic ship. However, due to the weird nature, the unconventional nature of having to sort of like aim up and orient yourself at those who are kind of standing like, you know, upside down to you, it's a little off, and I'll say it would impose disadvantage.
Okay.
But it makes sense because some of you are ranged that you could perceivably stay on the geodesic ship and try to fire from there instead of getting into the grid of it all. But that's up to you.
Okay.
I would like to stay on the ship if that's alright.
All right.
Jason, sort the initiative order.
All right. Everybody punch their stuff in.
Jason!
Rinkaz, you are up first, bud.
Okay, well, Rinkaz sees that familiar elf lady getting accosted by 2 wolf bros up there, and he does not abide by that. So he's gonna... Can he make it there in 1 turn with the jump?
I'll say, is there any rules for a jump in just standard combat in D&D?
I don't think so.
I don't know that there
No,
is.
it's just like running. You get a running jump. You add it. You know.
Your strength,
normal.
you add your strength, is the distance.
Well, you guys, for this, you're just jumping to the top of your jump, and then the gravity of the other ship will pull you down to it. So I'll say in this instance, you can do this and land and still make your movement.
All right.
Okay, cool.
I think Rinkaz is gonna jump.
Let me let me give you control of his token.
I have.
Oh,
control.
cool. Okay, good.
Yeah. He's gonna jump, and I think halfway through
Miss
the jump,
the ship and just float on into the abyss.
he's just gonna get space. He's gonna spend a grit point.
Okay.
For a Deadeye shot to give his next attack advantage. So I guess that will cancel out the disadvantage.
All right.
And he's gonna shoot this wolf boy before he lands.
Okay, cool. So mid-air, he takes aim as his body begins to swivel, being pulled now by the gravity of this other whale-like ship, taking aim and firing off a shot.
All right, his long jaw is super fucking accurate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he
that's,
kills
it's
so many things.
That's a 17.
That hits.
All right. He is gonna deal 13 piercing damage.
A shot rings out. Vezavel now turns, surprised to see a group of people standing on what appears to her almost as nothing at first.
It's badass. And you know what? Before he lands, he's going to take his second shot with disadvantage on the same target.
All right, sounds good.
It's going to be a 3, which is one above his misfire, luckily. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be a miss unless... Well, does 13 hit him?
13 hits.
Holy shit, Redcast! What a fucking champion! That's going to be 11 piercing damage.
Nice.
And I'm going to say he lands on the stairs.
Okay, sounds good. 2 shots ring out. A surprise-looking... it seems to be like a lycanthrope, a wolf-like humanoid, turns. His fur is knotted and stained in what looks to be dry blood. And you stain it in a bit more blood, Rinkaz, as you land on the stairs, kind of taking your 2 shots and landing firmly. Anything else from Rinkaz?
No, I think he's done.
Okay. Sun Kong, I don't know if it's possible to mute yourself, but it may help out a little bit.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
It's alright. And your pillow fort there. You guys watch as passing by you at high speeds appears to be Gladius on
My
a
boyfriend!
comet steed. A strange figure sort of holding on for dear life behind. The comet steed is traveling at speeds that kind of blows your mind. It's almost hard to keep track of as you see it zoom by. Motes of what look almost like twinkling stardust trailing off from behind it, similar to a comet. Gladius has extended what looks to be his large sword, and it kind of has a glow to it. And he, on top of the steed, passes by quickly, and he strikes one of the wolf-like creatures before zooming over top the ship and zooming out into the distance.
That's pretty fucking epic.
Jira, it seemed as though you guys is still standing on the ship. Make a perception check.
Oh, wonderful. What do you know?
18.
2.
19.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Glace, you are kind of focused on these crazy wolf-like creatures down here. most everyone else, I'm assuming here, 22 for Nvidia, and then Aesop and Sun Kong were good. You guys took note that it looked as though Gladius noticed you guys, but was moving too fast to really have the time to speak to you. So he zooms by, striking one of them. The wolf that he struck is above Vezivel. It grabs at a burning slash at its chest. Jira, you are up next.
So Jira is going to jump on Aesop's cloak.
Ooh.
Just kind of sit.
Nice.
Does it do
That's
anything
it.
else? Okay.
Nah.
Okay. All right. It is the creature's turn. The lycanthrope creature, Rinkaz, you notice, or Luke, you notice, it seems to have had its claws gripping the metal grating that probably leads down into the inner layers of the ship. But now, hearing the gunfire and turning to see you land, it belches out a nasty roar. You see its teeth covered in what looks to be caked blood, and it races towards you.
Rinkaz ain't scared of that shit.
Rinkaz hopefully shouldn't be. He's a pretty strong boy, but let's see. Hang on just a second here. I have to roll. Oh, okay. It runs up and tries to slash at you with a blade in one hand. Does a 21 hit AC?
Unfortunately, yes.
Alright. It slashes with a blade across your chest as you try to back out of the way, but find yourself where you would stumble on the steps, and in that moment of hesitation are struck for 9 slashing damage.
Alright.
It then moves closer and, opening its gaping jaw, goes to bite down on you, Rinkaz.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. For 18 versus AC?
That just misses. He's got that heavy armor.
I can't believe it. Holy shit. You guys are too strong.
Actually, it's all because of his dex mod. It's the reason his armor is so high.
Quickly and with quick thinking, using the butt of the gun, kind of is able to catch the jaws of this predator, who clinches down and releases, seeing that it hasn't bit flesh. It has a mean, aggressive look on its face. And with that, this creature is done. Aesop, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna jump with Nvidia. I'm going to jump. I'm gonna try to jump near Rinkaz, and I do want to make a check as I'm jumping.
Okay.
On these creatures. I want to use my feature Hunter's Bane to make a nature check at advantage, which is part of the thing, to identify if these are lycanthropes or not.
Okay.
Oh, well, good thing I had advantage. It's a 22.
These look like lycanthrope, by and large, yes.
I smell wereblood. And I think about transforming into 22 to meet, but then I remember that we're on television. So maybe I should hold it back a bit. Instead, as I'm flying, I'm going to use my rapier to slice open my hand and add fire to my weapon.
All right, cool.
And my maximum hit points are reduced. and I'll just put a little icon on myself to show that my sword is on fire. And I'm gonna land right behind this wolf guy and go, hello there.
It turns and snarls your way.
I slash at it twice with my rapier.
All right.
First one is 25 or 25 to hit. Pretty sure that hits.
That's gonna hit.
The second one is 27 to hit.
That's
so he takes
going to hit.
22 magical piercing damage and 8 fire damage. And that's it for Aesop.
Okay. Pretty solid damage, Aesop. You stab into it and catch it with a bit of flame with your sword cane. It rears back in pain.
Nice.
Anything else, Aesop?
I believe that's it for me.
All right. This one up here was shot by Rink as it sees Vezivel being attacked by one of its own. It begins to shift over, noticing that there are new combatants entering the fray and attacking others of its kin. It moves up to you, Aesop, and attempts to attack you.
Fuck you!
It brings down a blade that it has unsheathed and swings your way for 9 versus AC.
Aesop doesn't even have to move.
It misses, but you notice just as quickly as it swung with its strike, 2 open jaws now come clenching your way as it goes to try and bite for 16 versus AC.
I managed to bring my rapier back just in time, and he's fighting on my rapier.
It clenches its teeth on your silvered, I believe it's silvered rapier, right?
It is super not so.
Okay.
No, it's not, yeah.
It clenches its teeth on it all the same, realizing that it did not connect the flesh, and quickly releases, disappointed, but still seemingly enraged. Any, let's see, no, he's done.
That was his turn, yeah.
Let's see. Next up is Vezivel.
I believe in her.
Oh, cool. People with magic. Oh, great.
the most fun thing about this is all the spells.
Let's bring the combat to a massive halt as I look up each one of these spells.
Oh, just to flavor it, can they hear us from the ship? Are they close enough to hear us yell back to them?
Yeah. It's like a matter of yards to like jump the full height and then be sort of like your body turned and fall down to the surface. So,
Suncon, the 22 contingency, your staff, silvered one.
Oh, thank you for telling me that, because I was just thinking, I'm like, I don't know if Kong would realize. But thank you.
But Aesop would, because he made a knowledge check.
Exactly. Thank goodness.
Aesop, you notice Vezivel kind of like standing on the guardrails, fending off an attack from one of the lycanthropes above her. She now notices you as well as the others sort of kind of standing up where they were previously, probably taking note of the ship now. With a smirk, you watch as her form turns into mist, and she appears next to you.
Oh-ho!
Cavalry has arrived, huh? She says.
I say, greetings, friend. I don't believe we've met. I'm Aesop. My friends say they've met you before, though.
Yeah, some of you look familiar. Let's exchange pleasantries after this, shall we?
While there's like a fucking werewolf just biting on his sword.
She brings up, you watch as she extends one of her blades, Aesop. The blade itself is nothing other than what seems to be just almost like pure crackling energy in a dark purple hue. She brings it across the chest of the creature in front of her striking it. It rears back with a growl as she strikes into it. Let's see here. There we go. And takes up a defensive stance. Glace, you're up.
You know what? Glacier's gonna jump.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, get in the mix.
At the
I want to
top
put on a
of
show for Wreck.
All right, at the top of your jump, you feel your body begin to turn. Where you are standing upright on the geodesic ship, it is now upside down to you, and you begin to fall towards the surface of the ship below. And you can kind of plop yourself anywhere in the purple area here of the ship. You wanna plop down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I move?
Yeah.
Why can't I? Okay, there we go.
Oh, hello!
Greetings! I hope you're friends! A mustached, tall humanoid says, kind of turning from where he seems to be using a large crossbow-like contraption on the rear of the ship.
Oh, yes. Let me help you get rid of this pest problem.
That would be much appreciated, miss!
I'm going to cast Frenzied Bolt at 4th level, so
Oh, shit.
Yes.
2 chaotic random bolts coming out. First one's gonna be at this big boy.
Okay, the one nearest you, alright.
That's blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm looking. Holy shit. That's 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Get him.
And it was odd. So 3d8 random damage.
That'll be cold damage. You form a rainbow-like swirling arcane ball that takes shape, and using your mic staff, kind of give it an underhanded thwack, and it begins speeding towards the nearest lycanthrope. It begins to take on a light bluish hue, and you can kind of see a roiling, a frosty mist emanating from it as it kind of veers towards the creature.
Okay. So it's gonna be a... Oh, that one's not so good. That is a 10.
Oh, is this for the other one?
No, this is for the... I guess I'm rolling to hit with... This is still the first bolt.
Oh, how much damage does it do to the first guy?
Oh, I'm sorry, 10.
Sorry. So 10 damage to him, okay.
Mhm.
You smash him in the back. His attention turned towards this plated dragonborn in front of him. He now turns, grabbing at his back where a searing cold mist kind of has left a pretty solid mark on him.
I blow him a kiss.
Your shot bounds off, going to strike another creature of in range of your choosing.
Well, I rolled a 10 for this one.
Okay. So it, after smashing into the first lycanthrope, kind of bounds off, doing sort of like a curveball and heading towards this lycanthrope. However, this one noticed it hit its friend and sort of does a quick duck as it sort of flies over his head.
Okay, and for my second bolt,
There is another swirling rainbow-like ball next to you. You, twirling your mic staff, thwack this one and send it out.
it's gonna be this guy, since I already hit the first guy with the first bolt.
Alright. This is thunder damage.
That's a natural 20!
Oh, shit.
So...
You can either...
Nope! 3d8, and then... What else do I do?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's with spells too, right? You roll your damage dice twice.
Oh.
If you want to take a crit hit.
Then,
Or you could always draw a card.
33 damage, Jason. I'm not
Nice.
drawing those cards.
Nice.
33 damage. The lycanthrope here is nearly thrown back by a thunderous blast that claps it in the face. Blood flying from its nose and mouth. It's almost thrown to its feet. Was that an odd roll to hit?
What? Fuck, what did I roll? Oh, it was a natural 20, so no, it was even.
Yeah, even so, a very large blast. This dragonborn, kind of fending off the two surrounding him, grabs at his ears and looks back to see not only the two of you in front of him, but now also Glace next to the humanoid up on the rear of the ship.
As a bonus action, I'm also going to blow a kiss at him and use my jump down here and use my what is it called? Distracting Beauty, and add +5 to my AC for 1 minute.
Alright, swirling motes of scintillating color begin to envelope your form. You are giving off a aura of pure beauty and awe.
Okay, I'm done.
Alright. Next up is the one above the Dragonborn. It rears up and gives a roar. You notice, Glace, since you're sort of the one kind of facing it, that blood begins to form, and you now see that more so than blood, it looks as though it is just foaming at the mouth, and its eyes begin to become more and more bloodshot as you notice it. It almost looks like it's becoming in this frenzied state.
Oh. Okay.
We wouldn't know what that's like.
No.
No one would know.
It throws its blade into the deck, and it kind of catches as the blade jets itself into the wood, and you watch as it brings out its claws that now look almost longer and more vicious than they did previously, and it swings once towards the Dragonborn, who luckily moves in such a way that it catches the armor of the Dragonborn. However, with its second swing, this one catches the Dragonborn as it reels back. With a final assault, it rins forward with its bloodshot eyes as the foam shoves past its mouth as it pushes forward almost like a shark, extending its jaw to bite down on the Dragonborn. However, it quickly pulls up a guarded and plated shoulder piece to block it from kind of biting into it, and quickly kind of pushes it off. However, it seems to be pretty crazy at this point. Hang on, let's see which one of these. There we go. That was that guy down there. Next up is the Dragonborn himself. He turns to you, Glace, and says,
"You here to help?"
Oh, yes.
Good. I'll take it.
He says with a bit of a shrug, and turns to swing towards the lycanthrope in front of him. However, he is a bitch boy this turn and misses. The frenzied-looking lycanthrope in front of him, despite a solid swing of his blade, it is caught in the claws of the lycanthrope, who throws it, nearly throwing it out of the Dragonborn's hands, although he clutches it tight. Sun Kong, you're up next.
Alright, so I will jump and land here.
Okay.
And then attack this guy. It's like, no fair teaming up on people. And I pull out my silver quarterstaff to attack with.
All right, cool.
14 to hit.
That is going to hit.
And so silver does double damage, Luke?
Silver, I mean, to Aesop, silvered weapons do double damage. I don't know if these guys are exactly the same.
Okay, so I'll just...
Let me see here.
12 damage, if... I guess.
Okay, you strike into the creature, and it sort of reels back, now taking note that you are behind it. It heard you before but hadn't turned, and now that you strike it, it has taken note. A growl and a bit of spittle leaving the side of its mouth.
Not fun, is it? And I'll use a key point to activate Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
So I can make 2 bonus attacks for every one of my basic attacks that hits. So I get 2 more attacks. So 27 to hit and 21 to hit.
Those both hit.
I assumed. So an additional 12 and 8 damage.
Alright. This coming from your quarterstaff?
Yes, my silver quarterstaff.
Okay, cool. You
and then
smash into areas of the creature where it isn't covered by this leathery armor, doing what you feel like is some pretty significant damage to it as it sort of reels back, not expecting your dexterousness to kind of sneak up behind it and just immediately deal these strong blows to it.
Alright, and my second basic attack, 16 hits?
That does.
Alright, so 16, 16, that, oh shit, that attack misses, obviously. And a 2, god damn it, 10 misses, I'm assuming?
10 does miss, yeah.
Okay, so I only did 12 damage for the first hit, and then I did get a crit miss, so, yeah.
Now, Jason, in your campaign, doesn't that usually mean you suffer?
Usually in my campaign, if I roll a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
So you do your damage to him, Sun Kong, and now he's bleeding pretty profusely from a number of your strikes. The other lycanthropes nearby kind of look over and see this dripping blood coming from the creature. As this happens, you go for your final strike, and with that crit fail, you don't take an injury, but I would love for you to take one of these cards and tell me what it does.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He just wants everyone to pull out the cards.
Yeah, come on. Let's see. Oh, where'd it go?
Bye!
Can anyone read it?
Oh, here we go.
Bad Perry.
Hang on. Whoops. You guys are pretty much landed by this point. We'll move that out of the way. Bad parry. You are -2 to all your attacks, or foes have +2 against your spell DC on the target until the end of your next turn.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Keep that in mind. This creature has a bead on you, Sun Kong, from you trying to strike it down, and you have a sense that it may rend into you more so than the others. Anything else, Sun Kong?
Nope, I'm done.
Alright, the one behind you, let's see. You notice, Sun Kong, from the stairs leading up to where Vezivel was initially trying to fend off 2, that one behind you runs on all 4s now, its eyes beginning to grow bloodshot, and foam beginning to form around its mouth. It's almost as if its muscles begin to bulge, and you notice its claws almost look as though they extend and get more fierce than they did before. It runs up behind and goes to strike at you for 22 versus AC.
Oh, good puppy! You hit me.
Alright. It strikes into you for 14 slashing damage.
Okay, got it.
These big puppers seem like bad news.
You, Sun Kong, quickly looking back at the one behind you, trying to sort of keep yourself balanced between the two on the stairs, look back just in time to notice that the one who kind of clawed at you from behind is now shooting out its mouth to bite down on you for 15 versus AC.
15 misses.
Alright. None of them have been able to bite you guys just yet.
Why did you say that like that, Jason?
Well,
Why did you say it
yeah,
like
why
that?
would it matter if they bite us?
Why would it matter?
With a quick flick up with your quarterstaff, Sun Kong, you're able to just in time sort of hit from below with your quarterstaff, closing the jaw of the lycanthrope before it catches against your skin.
Down, boy! Sit!
It roars your way. Glosse, down below, you hear the gentleman at the rear of the ship loading what looks to be another large crossbow bolt. It's better with two people, but I can make it work, he says. Now, where is that ship? He says, sort of shifting and moving. You hear the pulling of rope and the twisting of what look to be gears as it's sort of like stationed at the end of this platform here. He's turning the crossbow, pointing it towards the wolf-like ship off in the distance.
Oh, I see.
But he used his turn to reload, so we go to Nvidi. You're up, finally. Most of your friends have jumped to the surface of the ship.
I would also like to jump surface of the ship.
Alright. Mostly anywhere on that sort of main area that most everyone is found on currently is where you can kind of land to. And you'll still have your movement once you land.
Can I land there?
Yep. You land next to Rinkaz.
Alright. I want to shoot some Eldritch Blasts. And do so at that one.
Alright. Did you mark your HP down, Sunkon?
I don't have the option to. I didn't want to interrupt, but I click on Sun Kong and I don't have the circles don't pop up with the values.
That's weird. Here, let's see here. Try now. NVD, you were firing off some Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah, after I land, you know, with land on one knee with my fist hitting the ground. Definitely stand up, strike a pose, and throw an Eldritch. 21 versus AC.
That's gonna hit. Hitting the one nearest to you, next to Rinkaz there.
The one north of Vezaville.
Okay, gotcha. You fire off a bright sphere of light that shoots out towards the lycanthrope.
For 12.
Alright. Smashes into him for solid damage.
Same thing. I want to hit that one again. .25 versus AC.
Oh, that's gonna hit. That'll hit a lot of things, 25.
Is he breaking out? Are you guys breaking up for anyone else, or is it just my?
Yeah, no. People are breaking up for me as well.
Are we?
Yeah.
Not you, Jason. Everyone else is though.
Jason's breaking up for me.
Oh shit.
Does everybody want to leave and come back in real quick?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that. Hello?
All right.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh.
The wonders of streaming, everyone.
Right. Alright, so that second bolt is going to hit for
10 damage?
Yes.
Alright. A second volley, this bright blast smashes into the back of the lycanthrope.
That will end my turn.
Alright. Next up is the one down below next to you, Glace.
Oh no, Glace.
It turns its attention your way. And you watch as, similarly to the one above, this one now gives out a very loud roar, and you now see...
I have a reaction!
Okay.
I'm gonna throw blood in his face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna slice my hand open and amplify it. Ooh, I bleed out for 6 damage, but he has disadvantage on his next 2 attack rolls.
Alright, that's a pretty good thing. Its bloodshot eyes are made even more bloody by blood coming from Aesop into his eyes. Aesop, you quickly cut yourself and sling it towards the creature as you're watching it become almost more feral and terrifying. You catch it in the eyes and quickly scrapes as another claw swipes at Glace. You feel like you've at least helped to distract it a little bit here. As it goes to swing, it has to roll disadvantage and rolls a 12 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit me.
Alright, it misses with its claw. Following up with a bite attack, it rolled a 23, but it has disadvantage. It rolls an 18 to hit.
No,
Oh no!
it doesn't hit me. I'm beautiful.
Oh, because you did the thing!
It goes to bite, but these swirling motes, as well as the blood in its eyes, both help to distract. And Glace, you do a quick twirl as it snaps, and you hear the loud closing of its jaws as it catches nothing but the air beside you.
Okay.
Glace is tanking. It jumps in front of you, extending its claws out, ready to strike.
Oh, you nasty creature.
Let's go back up to the top. Ringkaz, you're up, buddy.
Ringkaz quick swaps to Big Debbie.
All right.
It is gonna unload a thing of buckshot in this guy at point blank range.
Good God.
Let me see what this does.
Too much.
It does a lot of damage. I remember that much. Sorry, fam. He's got a lot of stuff on his sheet.
It's all right. I didn't expect you to have to play 2 people, but I appreciate it. So take your time.
Okay, stuff against adjacent targets has advantage. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Big old
Blam.
shotgun to the face.
That is gonna be a 18 to hit, which I'm pretty sure hits.
That hits, yep.
So it's gonna roll 3d4 plus 8. 16 piercing damage.
What does it look like when Ringkaz destroys the lycanthrope adjacent to him?
Oh god, it's just there's an exit wound of giblets all over Aesop's face.
Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, the trajectory is like perfect. Like,
But that's blood on Aesop.
yeah, that is blood on Aesop. We'll see how. That...
Aesop, a loud blast rings out from behind the lycanthrope in front of you, and you just watch as just chunks of it fly out towards you, and your mask and some of your cloth cape and hood are covered in blood. Vezavel equally sort of like holding up holding up her blade and throwing up a shoulder as if to block the gross gibs and blood that fire out.
Oh no. We'll see how this turns out. Ringkaz is gonna run over to the other one and do the exact same thing.
Oh shit.
Oh, he's dead.
He's. I mean, that's. I don't think I need to add that together.
The lycanthrope nearby, seeing its comrade blown to bits, just turns with a snarl, doing that sort of like horror movie slow turn towards the open face of Big Debbie as another shot is fired into him.
Sweet. All right. So that's gonna be 16 again.
Similarly to before.
Oh my
This one
god,
is just
Ringkaz.
rendered dead.
More blood.
So he regained all his grit points back.
A spatter of blood, Aesop, just rings across the deck of the ship as the lycanthrope falls dead.
Close your eyes, ice cream, it's ice cream, close your eyes.
Ice cream, it's just ice cream.
It's blood, actually, Vezivel
Salty,
says.
copperish tasting blood ice cream.
Stop it! Stop it! Rinkaz, goddamn Rinkaz, he's gonna run up to this guy now and end his turn menacingly. He's gonna strike a pose for wreck after that.
Right.
All right. Similarly, the frenzied wolf at the top of the stairs, seeing two of its own blasted to bits, looks at Rinkaz and meets his ferocity with a roar of his own. All right. Gladius on top, the comet steed swoos, just jets by, and with a slash of its sword goes to attack the one next to the dragonborn, but unfortunately misses as it as within seconds it appearing, it has also gone into the distance. The comet steeds move extremely fast, as you guys know. He is done. Jira is up next, sitting on Aesop's shoulder. It uses a claw to try and clear some of the gross smears of blood on its face.
Yeah. I think it's just gonna stay put at this point.
Okay.
Not do anything.
Alright, sounds good. Wait, is Sun Kong? I think Sun Kong is standing there at the edge of the stairs, so...
Yeah, you had Rinkaz on top of me.
Oh, in that case, Rinkaz will just stay there.
Okay.
But for me, it looks like Sun Kong is over here.
Uh-oh.
I'll reload. It's fine.
Yeah, I would say try reloading, because, Sun Kong... Everyone should see Sun Kong, right here.
Yeah, I see him right here.
So he poses back to back with Sun Kong then.
He climbs on top of Sun
Yes.
Kong. Alright. If Jira is not doing anything, this guy is completely blown apart. Aesop, you're up. Blood is covering the area nearby.
Ice cream.
Goody.
Ice cream.
You know, I didn't land flanking with Rinkaz on purpose to create this dramatic moment. It's just kind of
course
probably what would happen. Okay. I'm gonna make a self-imposed bloodlust roll.
That makes perfect sense in this situation, yeah.
I have taken, let's see, 12. Okay, yeah, I've taken 12 damage since my last turn, so DC would be 6 or 10. So, okay, I'm good. I take a deep breath and wipe the blood off of my mask and kind of quiver a little bit, but I'm good to go.
Okay. You feel the beast inside calling out, but you steel yourself, focusing on the recent times you've spent with Hush and your teammates, and control your will.
I'm gonna run over and help Glosse.
Alright. Yeah, she seems to be being assaulted by one of the more frenzied lycanthropes.
Alright, Rapier is 18 to hit.
That hits.
And 14 to hit.
That also hits.
Sick. That's going to be 27 magical piercing damage and 7 fire damage.
Surprised and frenzied by your strike, it now turns to see, you can now see the areas around its eyes where you previously smattered blood into its eyes. So it looks crazed, and
he doesn't like you.
Yeah, it seems none too plussed by your attacks.
Interesting. I think that's it. I don't have a bonus action yet. Nobody's sick or anything, so yeah, I'm done.
Vezivel does a backflip over here, and actually she'll backflip over here and flank, although that does nothing in our game, but it looks cool as her and what you guys assume is her teammate, assault the lycanthrope together. She swings with an energy blade, hoping to catch it towards its legs, but unfortunately misses. Glosse, you're up.
Is Clatter supposed to be with me? I always forget Clatter.
Actually, yes. Clatter
Clatter's just on the ship like, I've been left behind.
Clatter does that thing where he like. Actually, Glacé. No. He's a companion, so he needs to stick by you. You kind of look up for a second, see Clatter like jumping, realizing he's made of pure steel.
Oh, okay.
And he finally just jumping straight into the air, motionless otherwise, other than his legs, almost like a toy soldier kind of. You finally see him catch enough air to where his body begins to shift, and he falls next to you.
He just breaks the railing like a fucking cannonball.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. It could have been a little more graceful, honey. That's okay. We'll work on that.
Now I'm looking for the rules for Clatter. Does he give me +1 AC when I have him on me?
Let me pull that up for you.
Sorry, I can find him
Alright.
like companions, but I cannot find his companion card.
There is rules, and under rules are the companions, and this is Clatter's here.
I see. Okay, thank you.
He doesn't give you a passive bonus, however, once per round and once per an encounter, you can take advantage of his abilities.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, I'm going to.
I mean, considering that you have your aura activated, and if you were to use Clatter's shield every round, you could technically be tanking for the group.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Can I use Clatter to put a shield on me? Just, or is that an action?
Well, both of these things kind of trigger. They're almost more reactions. So by the text, when you are attacked, is when you can activate his shield once per round.
Oh.
After
okay.
the roll, but before the results are revealed.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
So you won't be able to know if the attack hits you or not, but you could sort of have Clatter throw a hand up to give you a shield. The other one is when you know that you're hit by an attack and when you're ready to take damage, that's when you can do the armor bound, which is once per encounter, and Clatter kind of throws himself in front of the attack to take half of it himself.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that one. Let's do Kiss of Wounding on this beautiful puppy.
All right.
So let's see. He's gotta make a Constitution saving throw, DC 16.
You look for an area on the body of this gross, frenzied lycanthrope that is not covered in blood. And what save was it?
Oh wait, no. It's if I'm in combat, I make a melee spell attack, so I roll.
So you go to find a patch where you can give him a good smooch.
Yeah. An unnatural 20. I'm assuming hits.
That hits. You find a nice patch of fur and get your lips ready to give him a painful smack.
The 10 force damage.
He reels back, unsure whether you attacked him or not. It looked like you kissed him.
And I'm going to give Aesop one of these. Because I know there's blood everywhere. Just ice cream, it's just ice cream, it's just ice cream, and I'm done.
It's just delicious cherry topping for the ice cream.
That's right.
I finished my turn.
Alright. The frenzied wolf, or werewolf, or lycanthrope over here moves now. Let's see. He's going to attempt to attack Vezivel above. He rends her sharply with a claw, and you hear her cry out, pulling back as blood spills against the wood deck.
Oh.
However, she is able to throw up a quick energy blade before it bites down on her. Kind of catching it as it pulls back its teeth. It is the Dragonborn's turn next. He swings with his blade, striking into the back of the distracted lycanthrope, dealing pretty solid damage from what it looks like from you guys. He maintains his position with Vezavel sort of flanking the lycanthrope here, which brings us to Sun Kong.
Alright. I'm just gonna attack the one that just attacked me before.
Okay, the one at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Alright.
First, 18 hit.
That's gonna hit.
Alright. Attacking with the silver quarterstaff again. Oh, God. 6 damage.
Hey, damage is damage.
But, oh, wait a minute. You know what? I just remembered I had that thing from last time. So my to hit is actually -2. So it's 16. Does that still hit?
What's giving you a minus?
Because I rolled the critical 1 and I got that card.
Oh, right. Well, that was actually for the beast below you. So this guy up here
Oh yeah!
is
Cool.
different. So your 18 definitely hits.
Alright, so yeah. I will hit him then, do that 6 damage.
Mhm.
1 second.
Not all crit cards are horrible.
Just most of them.
Just most of them.
Okay, I'm gonna activate my stunning fist. And it needs to make a con save.
Okay.
I guess it's DC 14, I think.
Alright. You pull back your fist and let loose towards the creature. It rolls a 19.
Alright, oh, it avoids. I'll just do my bonus attack,
Okay.
14 to hit,
That hits.
11 damage. And now my second attack, 16 hits, that's 9 more damage. And, ooh, I'm sure 10 misses, right?
10 does miss, unfortunately.
So that attack misses.
Alright.
That's,
You throw your stunning fist, but unfortunately, in its more feral state, it kind of launches away from the rails and you miss. But filled with tenacity, you go to swing a couple more times and land those shots.
Alright, in that case, the stunning fist does not say it's a bonus action or anything. I will now use my bonus action then to activate Step of the Wind for another key point, and I'll activate the... No, that's not the right thing. God damn it, I'm sorry. It was... Yeah, dodge. I forget what that's called. I haven't used it in a second.
Defense.
Yep, that's it. I'll activate that.
Okay.
And activate dodge.
Does that give him disadvantage if he's trying to attack you?
Yes.
Okay, because trying to attack you is what he wants to do. Anything else, Sun Kong?
Nope, that will be it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, patience defense.
Yes, you notice the frothing foam circling the bottom of its jaw, and you see its bloodshot eyes as it rends a claw your way, but with disadvantage it rolls a 15 versus AC.
Yes.
Alright, it missing with its claw, lands on all fours and launches its teeth out. But with disadvantage, rolls a 10.
Woo!
Snapping just to the right of your face as you quickly dodge out of the way, sort of using a quick hand. Maybe some of the things you learned while training with Ukog to quickly push out of the way as you kind of do your swift dance-like movements and dodge.
Bad boy! It's a bad boy!
You Glace hear LaCroix say, "Steady, steady."
His name is LaCroix. No wonder he looks like a tall glass of fart water.
Yeah, you hear a loud ringing shot fire off from the crossbow. And you're too busy in the battle to really see if it connects with a ship out in the distance. But you hear him doing his thing behind you. You don't know his name yet, but as usual, I accidentally said the name of the character, so now you know, LaCroix. Invidi, you are up now.
Perfect. So I would like to...
Wait a second, Invidi. The tall man turns to you, Glace, and says, "How are things going down there?"
Oh, you know, it's a little fuzzy, but we got it.
LaCroix is the name, captain of this fine ship here, the Star Whale.
Oh, a Starwell. Pleasant to meet you, Glace Lure.
Pleasure to meet you. If you wouldn't mind helping fend off these creatures.
Oh, honey, yes, that's what we're doing.
Excellent, excellent, he says.
What a fucking...
Sorry, MBD, you're up now.
Fascinating.
Science is so amazing.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the same thing that all warlocks do during combat. Spam Eldritch Bolt.
I mean, hey. If it ain't
It
broke.
works, it works.
I'm going to target this one right here.
Alright, you kind of lean a little to get a good shot at this guy and fire off a bright blast of eldritch energy that flies its way.
Light beam 1. Be 11 versus AC.
And that just misses.
Wow. A handful of times I've missed that attack. Second one. 26 versus AC.
That's gonna hit.
For 11 damage.
Alright, it blasts into its back as it, for a second, lands on all fours and growls, pushing itself back up. It looks pretty wounded, though, this one.
Looking at my allies, everybody looks okay. I will pass my turn.
Alright. Next up is the one flanked by Glace and Aesop. Seeing Glace covered in sparkling motes, it runs a claw up at its eyes, clearing what left of the smeared blood, turning towards you, Aesop, and attempts to strike at you.
Bring it on, big boy.
For 21 versus AC.
Okay, he brought it. He brought it on.
Rending a claw into you, it strikes you for 14 slashing damage.
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, no,
Ow.
no.
Yeah, done it.
Smarts.
It then goes to bite down your way for
This is what you wanna
15
do,
versus
boy.
AC.
Oh god, okay, I put my cane up again just in time.
Holy shit.
The fight.
God, we've gotten lucky.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It goes to bite down, and yes, again with your sword cane hold out, it kind of catches in its mouth and it pulls back quickly, spitting a bit of blood and spittle on the ground. It is going to stay where it's at. It is surrounded by people it wants to tear apart. Why would it move? That lets us roll back up to the top. Rinkaz, you're up again.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to act like Rinkaz would act. Is this crossbow loaded?
He gets the grenade out. The crossbow nearby is roll a d20 and give me a high or low.
Hi. Oh my god, we never get these right!
Never won.
Never do!
There is a stack of crossbow bolts nearby though with an action that could be loaded into it.
Does it look like the crossbow could be rotated to a point where he could aim it at one of the wolves?
As you're quickly turning it here, you notice that there is a point where it sticks, so you couldn't do like a full 180, but you could point it enough to the north to where you could strike the creature up there.
I think Rinkaz is going to load the crossbow bolt. Okay, Sun Kong, you just keep him busy right there.
That sounds
Can do, buddy.
perfectly in character, yes. So,
I guess that would be it for his turn. He's going to load the crossbow bolt and try to aim it at this wolf.
okay. In the distance, amidst the battle, the Comet Steed flies past the wolf-like spelljammer out in the distance. And those of you watching now notice that the wolf-like spelljammer begins to sort of like tilt to the side as if it's shifting away from its proximity to the star whale.
Oh.
With that, Jira sitting on top of Aesop's shoulder is up next.
It hasn't been needed this turn. I believe we're going to... Yeah, I believe what we're going to do is just stay put.
Okay. He can totally chill out and stay there. You could do... I'm sure 5e has like a full defense thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
dodge.
Okay, so well, yeah, if you'd like, we'll say Jiro
But I
takes
can
like the dodge
attack.
action.
I'm in melee range of that thing. I could attack it with like a poison sting, but
You could if you wanted to. It's up to you.
more so a non-combat pet for delivering my heat.
Okay, so if you'd like, he could take the dodge action and just kind of prepare himself if the creature below attacks.
Sure, you can do
Okay.
that.
With that, that means Aesop, you're up.
Yeah, excuse me. I think we lost Sun Kong, by the way. Oh, wait, maybe not.
Sun Kong.
Yeah, yeah.
He sounds so sad. Alright, Aesop doesn't want this big puppy around anymore. So he's gonna spend his inspiration
Oh shit.
Nice.
Okay.
to deal an extra 3d6 damage on his next attack.
All right. Sounds good.
That's pretty awesome.
And I'm gonna slice at the big pupper with my rapier. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet. And then the second, well, actually, let's roll damage first.
All right.
That's going to be 15 piercing damage, 5 fire damage, and from the inspiration, an additional 13 damage.
How much is that damage overall?
That is 33 overall.
All magic damage?
So here's the thing. My staff is magic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my sword cane is magic because I put the gem in it.
That's
The
right.
fire damage is definitely magic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's up to you whether or not the extra 13 from my inspiration is magic or not, because it just says your attack does an extra 3d6 damage.
I will say that is not considered magical damage, only
Okay, so
because
it's
it
just
doesn't clarify.
Okay, so in that case, it's going to be... What is that? Six additional damage for a total of 26 damage on the first attack.
26 damage.
Yeah.
It had 25 HP. What does it look like when you kill it?
I'm gonna slice into his chest, making careful note to avoid piercing the heart for later dissection.
Glace, you watch as a sword. You using your rapier?
Yeah, it's a flaming rapier.
Okay. You watch Glace as the tip of a rapier extends out from the chest of the lycanthrope as it grabs it, foaming at the mouth, the blood beginning to spill from in between his teeth. It sort of falls to its knees as you now see Aesop pulling back the rapier, and it kind of falls. Just sort of like falls face first into the ground.
Very good.
Yes, it's we should open an ice cream parlor with all this strawberry topping we have here.
That's right.
I'm gonna move over to this guy and take a second attack.
Okay, sounds good.
That's a 12 to hit.
He is frenzied. That hits.
What? Okay, 10 piercing damage and 6 fire damage.
What does it look like when you kill this guy?
Holy shit!
These guys had low health in between Vezivel and the other Dragonborn attacking him.
I just run up and I stick the rapier into his temple and just fire shoots out of his eyes.
Both the Dragonborn and Vezivel watch as the lycanthrope crumples to the ground. She smirks. Not bad, little crow.
I just need a minute.
The two of them look at each other a bit confused, but see that there's still a lycanthrope standing. With that, anything else, Asa?
No, I'm fresh out of actions.
All right, cool. A lot of damage though, really nice. Vezivel turns, seeing one left. She will watch what Sun Kong does. Glosse, you're up.
Oh. I'm going to, let's see. I would like to click this thing. Thank you. Oh, nope. Still not clicked. Alright, fuck. I'm going to move here. I just don't want anyone to get bit, so I'm going to use Heartache on this thing.
Okay.
It's gotta make a charisma saving DC 16 saving throw.
I don't know that these guys have an amazing charisma, but let's see.
I certainly hope not.
What was the DC for it?
16.
He rolls a 3.
Wonderful. He's gonna take 5d6 psychic damage. 10.
Nice. Sun Kong, you watch as sort of jumping and reeling back. It looks as though it was just attacked, although you didn't throw any punches. You do notice a single tear of blood dropping from one of its eyes. Bloodshot eyes.
I'm done.
Alright, cool. Next up is the Dragonborn. He stands... He moves over here, but sort of stands at the ready if the lycanthrope pushes past Sun Kong. But sort of stands his ground. With that, leading to Sun Kong, your turn.
Alright. Attack again with my quarterstaff. 24 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna spend a key point to be able to do flurry of blows. So I'm gonna make my next two hits just to see. 23 to hit and 13 to hit. Both hit, right?
Yes, both of those hit. He is frenzied.
Alright, so total for this attack is...
Now you guys understand why I dressed up as a furry.
So 9, 12, and 7 damage.
Alright. Let's see here. Punch that in. He's not looking the greatest as a volley of attacks, barrage, out from your quarterstaff, your silvered quarterstaffs, smashing into him.
Alright, my next attack. 19 to hit.
That hits.
19, 17, and 24. So those all hit.
Holy shit.
And 13, 8 damage.
I would have loved to have seen him get a crossbow bolt between the eyes, but Sun Kong, what does it look like when you dispense with this guy here?
I see myself like hitting him into the air a little bit with my quarterstaff, and then like bringing it down on top of him and bringing him into the deck.
Okay. You thrust down, and it stabs through him. He grabs at the quarterstaff, and both of his feral-like claw hands release as he falls limp on the ground dead.
Oh, Sun Kong, I said hold him in place, not kill him, Ringcast says.
Sorry about it, I got carried away.
As you guys all look around, noticing the large amount of lycanthrope corpses surrounding you, you now look off into the distance, seeing the wolf-like spelljammer beginning to move further and further into the distance as though retreating.
Ah.
Take your sleeves with ya, mongrels.
No one is bit, correct?
I'm good.
Has anyone been bitten?
You notice the other crew of the ship looking at themselves and shaking their heads.
Oh, thank goodness.
As you are checking yourselves, making sure no one was bit, with a flash of almost instantaneous speed, the comet steed appears at the edge of the ship, and rearing up its front legs and giving a neigh, Gladius looks on with a smirk on his face and says,
Well, welcome, friends. Welcome to my ship with my crew of the Starwell.
Oh, this is your crew?
And that is where we will end this session since we're over time.
Real quick, Jason, I just want to make sure. I need to collect blood from one of the alpha wolves and one of the like follower wolves, just so I don't forget. I collect 2 vials of blood. It's very important.
I'll say just real quick, make a nature or medicine check. I'll take it.
Medicine. Oh,
Hey,
come
listen,
fuck
you
it up.
still- listen,
Wait.
wait.
I have inspiration.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yay, 15.
With that check, you're easily able to collect a certain amount of blood, however much you need. They're all corpses at this point. However, you don't notice there doesn't seem to be any particular alphas among this pack.
Okay, when I said alpha, I just meant like the stronger looking ones.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, if taking the time needs be, you could take a little sample from each. So we'll say that you sort of judge whichever one seemed to last the longest from the barrage of attacks, and kind of consider that one the alpha. So yeah, you're able to collect the samples that you need.
It's very important. Aesop is continuing to collect samples of strange blood.
That's true. That's true. So, all right, cool. Yeah, we're a little bit over time. Thank you guys for sticking around. I hope you had fun. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We didn't have too much activity this time, but we did have Jones Demand follow us, I believe, after our previous stream. So I don't know if he's watching or not. Maybe not, but thank you, Jones Demand, for following.
Thank
you
you.
will get weird bits for doing so. So maybe you'll catch us mentioning this in the replay if you ever watch it. Also, thank you everybody for watching. These may be robots, that's okay. Apricot, Droop Fruit, Commander Root, Electrical Longboard, Polize, or Pilo, or P.O. Lize, Skinny Seahorse, Slow Cool, Subcentral.net. Yeah, that sounds like a real name. Thank you for watching. If it is a real person, awesome, but it sounds a little sketchy.
Get a better handle, bro.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all had fun watching, and I hope you guys had fun playing. We will be back next week for more. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.